It was ODPixel that said no. 4 Clovers is gonna 2-0 this. Do you agree?
He's also a Sing fanboy.
He is also a Sing fanboy. Yes.
So that's...
That would actually, and that would actually take into account that he actually believes the Monkey Freedom Fighters would be the, like, maybe slightly stronger. So if he says that Monkey Freedom Fighters will lose,
his basis was on that one team is unstable though, but both teams are unstable.
At the moment, dare I say?
No, I think the unstable thing was about NLG.
Yes.
We're just putting words in his mouth right now. He's nodding at me.
Lumi was right. Okay, sorry, on. My bad.
And because for both 4 Clovers as well as Monkey Freedom Fighters seem to have found a fairly stable roster right now.
Okay. Oh, what's going on?
Okay.
All right.
Now, yesterday we had Bob Ross. I'm expecting nothing less.
I just want to paint some more.
Yeah.
We painted before the show. Let's go painting.
No. Some American stuff.
Burgers.
Hello, Dream League. This is America calling. We have been watching you over in that cold, lonely socialist land you call Sweden. Although your Dota is inferior and your voices are strange and European, we want you to know that you, in your own way, are representing this great nation in your tournament of dreams. Our nations are different, but our passion is the same. We in America are proud of our Dota players, and although we have not won any tournaments except TI5, we did win TI5. Our evil geniuses took the championship while exhibiting core American values. Our melting pot culture, valuing our elderly, and dumping things as soon as we've gotten our use out of them. You Europeans, on the other hand, large conflicts.
He probably says some very interesting things, right?
I can't tell if that's intentional or not.
Out of blame.
I hope the stream is hearing it.
I hope so too.
America. Now,
America. Yeah. Sounds kind of like Mickey Mouse.
total American values.
American values.
American values.
All right, so there we have the American values.
American values.
Dude, I got very excited because
Tetris?
no, there was the word burger.
Oh, he's still talking.
Yeah, but we can't hear him.
Look at where I'm putting it.
Yeah. I saw burgers. I was like, are we getting food?
Shiver.
Like Shiver.
Hello?
He's flaming you.
With your intelligence, good looks, we together can shape and mold Dota 2 to be what it truly deserves to be. Yes. In our new era, peace and friendship, games and excitement, we can be brothers. So, Dream League crew, analyze. Have Lumi do whatever it is Lumi does. Dota 2 depends on you as much as us. This is America. Signing out.
So
Don't
this is where we
laugh,
transition?
bad, you hamburger.
I don't know if he's on the Skype call right now.
I don't know. Is this
Hello, Sir
pre-recorded?
Action Slacks?
Oh, this is America.
Hello, America.
Hello.
He is actually live.
We didn't hear like 90% of what you said.
We thought it was a. I thought it was a video.
Yeah.
I thought it was pre-recorded. It was really good.
Maybe he just pre-recorded it really well.
No, I was talking. You kept interrupting me. As
I'm sorry, dude.
your turns. And your dope is poop.
Oh my god.
So there's no burgers?
There's no burgers.
Oh my god. Can
But
we just
we
hang
did-
up on this guy?
Just hang up. We're done. We're done.
I could dream, I could dream. Oh, for a second I thought we had burgers, but then it was just Andy walking by with food. Too bad.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
I'm touched.
I feel a little bit more American right now.
Oh, we hung up on him. We literally hung up.
Did we hung up on him? Hello, America?
Hello.
You never hang up on America. America always hollers back.
America? What is
beautiful.
the most important lesson that we should take away from America?
the most important lesson you can take away from America is to not be cowardly. Don't be like Alliance and rat Dota your way to victory. And don't be like Draskell in any form. This is America.
He didn't have an earplug in. I call that flaming. He hasn't heard the flame.
One more piece of advice, if you don't mind.
Sure.
In America, we value a full head of hair. One of our leaders, Donald Trump, is a full head of hair indeed.
You're getting
People
close
like
to
Shane
yourself.
O'Mad, the baldies, must not be allowed. Find someone poorer than you, Shane O'Mad. Shave off his head and take care for your own.
This guy. That's solid advice.
Don't fucking touch my hair, man.
Oh, it's gone. America
You
told me
can
to
you
do
can
it.
do it like the old West Indians used to do it. They scalped them, and then you
Scalp 'em.
could put the scalp on your head.
Pretty dark.
Jesus Christ, Regan!
That is pretty fucking dark.
You know, or you could
People
just
are
get a
called
wig.
Native Americans.
Native Americans. I am so sorry.
You racist bastard.
Well, you know, that would fit me right in with some Americans. So.
Whoa, okay.
Damn. Damn.
So I'll try to not talk myself in deeper here. Hey, who do you think's gonna win, Monkey Freedom Fighters or for Clovers? America.
You know, America doesn't really care unless there's an American team playing. But I will say that the Monkey Freedom Fighters do have freedom in their name. Also, they have monkeys. And America loves both of those things. So go forth, Monkey Freedom Fighters, and win this game. I don't even remember who the other team is.
Well, thank you very much, America, for giving us your words of wisdom and your advice, your courage, your freedom, and your prediction as well.
Thank you, Dream League crew. And go forth and cast and analyze and be free.
We
And
shall.
patriotic. Oh, now.
Goodbye,
Be free.
America.
Goodbye, America.
Hey, Shane O'Mad. Say goodbye to Draskell. He's the Edward Snowden of Dota. Thanks for taking him off of our hands.
He's still not wearing ears. He still doesn't hear what you're saying. But
Oh, he's getting flamed something serious.
thank you very much, America.
He's-
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. We lost
Hello,
him.
America.
No, he's gone.
Last time I asked, he was still there.
But he paused for ages.
That was a good piece.
Yeah, that was
That
nice.
was good.
really nice.
I actually thought it was pre-recorded.
Yeah,
me
literally 100% thought it was pre-recorded. I was like, okay, this is all like it's really nice, well thought out. No,
Nope.
literally live, and I was just interrupting him the whole time.
4-star options like. Poor America.
Unfortunately, the connection was a bit bad there with America a few times. But then again, they're also not really known for their strong internet connections.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That's
That's a
No,
fair
that's
point.
right,
true.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah.
Our internet's not that good.
See? So, America thought that Monkey Freedom Fighters was going to win because of monkeys and freedom and fighting, I guess, as well, in a way. Kind of.
They love Irish people though, so Four Clovers and Leprechauns should be equally as.
Do they
Well,
like
Irish
Irish people?
Yeah, dude.
Do they like leprechauns?
Americans
Yeah.
or
They pretty much invented
people,
leprechauns. I'm
kind of.
pretty sure.
How can you invent leprechauns?
Because it's a mythical
it's like a
thing.
marketing ploy, eh?
Yeah, they invented it.
Have you seen Lucky Charms? That's an American thing, yeah?
Like
I've
nobody in Ireland gives a crap about leprechauns. Like it's not even a thing.
But why is it an Irish thing? Why do I think about Ireland? Pot of gold and stuff.
Because you know, like Lucky Charms and stuff.
Wait, have you guys never had the cereal?
No,
Lucky
it's not a
Charms?
thing.
No, it's not a thing.
It's a great American cereal.
Great American cereal.
Lots of sugar.
Is it like great or just great?
I've never had it. He's American.
It's why like our kids are obese.
Because of Lucky Charms?
It's Lucky Charms.
They're all
Not very
like
lucky.
Not only Lucky Charms.
small happy mistakes.
Happy mistakes.
That would be great as a name for a new cereal. Why did you have some happy mistakes as breakfast?
You become what you eat, you know?
That's true. Because
You
then
are-
you wouldn't even have to pretend it was healthy. Because you could call a happy mistake. You had to- yeah.
Yeah, it's doable. Hey, we have Monkey Freedom Fighters versus Four Clovers. Who do we think is gonna take it? Because I mean, we already talked about what Owen thinks. He thinks 4 Clovers is going to wreck them. We have got two fairly stable rosters right now, though. You got 4 Clovers. They have Sing Sing. Not Sing Sing, that's the wrong team. They have EGM, Pycat, Bambo, and Saxka and Nikwa. And we had Saxa yesterday, I believe, play a mean Tusk. We'll see if he gets his hand on that one. And they also like to use Slardar a bit again. I mean, I feel like maybe they're a bit more versatile than Monkey Freedom Fighters. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and they also, like, Monkey Freedom Fighters in the draft yesterday, they drafted this kind of Priestess of the Moon kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, did not work out.
It wasn't the best, no. So I'm gonna wait until the draft if that's all right.
That's all right. That's all right.
And then decide after that, I think, because I don't know what they're gonna put
I
out
give you a
today.
prediction now.
Let's
Give
go.
me a prediction now.
4CL has lost 8 games out of their last 10. I think Pycat even tweeted at some point like, I
What
don't
is
know what to
Dota?
do at this point.
Yeah.
Like what do you do when you lose so much? I'm paraphrasing here. Like
Yeah,
those
yeah,
are
yeah.
not
It was
exact
something
words.
like that. I remember.
It's like the confidence is really shattered. So, with that in mind, 2-0 MFF.
But didn't they, Monkey Freedom Fighters, didn't they won a game against Vega? Like, was it yesterday?
Yeah,
Wait, MFF?
No, 4 Clovers.
4 Clovers.
No, Flowcrow, at least when I checked, they were just like red. It's all losses for a while.
No, they won a game
Wasn't
against
great.
Vega. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Was
Maybe
probably
they
Monday.
listened to this awesome American speech.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're like, all right.
They're
can do it.
invigorated and like pumped. It's exactly what they needed. So
Maybe they ate some burgers as well, just to get more into the feel of it.
You know, Sexy Bambo really likes Wendy's.
That's
What-
like
what
cheap
Wendy's?
ass McDonald's, yeah?
what when
cheap
It's like
ass
American
McDonald's.
stuff. At TI 2 or 3 was it? Like we took a cab in Seattle
To go
trying to
to.
find Wendy's.
But
and
it is a
then-
McDonald's type of place.
Yeah, you could argue it's a. Hey, Andy, is it a higher class McDonald's?
Is Wendy's a higher class McDonald's or a lower class McDonald's?
in the United States?
It's a
higher tier.
Not
Oh.
not by much. Not by much.
Okay, but still.
So we
fast food
drove
restaurant.
around in a cab to find Wendy's.
kind of like Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Why didn't you just Google it?
That's actually...
Harold
yeah.
on who?
No, but Harold and Kumar, I've never seen the movie. There's an Asian
It's
guy
amazing.
and an Indian dude.
So we pulled up
Lumi
to
and Bambo.
Wendy's. We pulled up
Cruising
to
around.
Wendy's.
Bambo is not Indian, but close enough.
Literally not Indian.
Close enough.
It's okay.
We pulled up to Wendy's and
We
they're
can work
closed.
with that.
Yeah, we can work with it.
Yeah.
Makeup.
Okay, so go
We
for,
pulled up
continue
to
with your
Wendy's
story.
and they're closed.
This
he
is a
was-
very sad
Yeah,
story.
it's a very sad story for him because he apparently he saw like a Wendy's commercial in wherever he's from, and he's like, I gotta have some Wendy's. And then when we got there,
So he never ate at Wendy's, but he's a very big fan of Wendy's.
the first time he actually
Something-
ate Wendy's was in Korea.
Oh.
This is just how the story developed. I don't know where I'm going with this story.
I thought food in Korea was really great. Why would you go to a Wendy's?
He likes Wendy's.
Maybe Wendy's in Korea is really great as well.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. Could be. This is not great. Not great discussion of topic. Topic of discussion.
Well, I already said that MFF is gonna win.
Who do you think is gonna win? Hey, mother.
I believe in the 4 Clovers, the comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 4 Clovers as well.
They need a bit of a comeback. We are actually in the draft. We can take a look at that. In terms of points, by the way, both of these teams kind of need their points so far. Monkey Freedom Fighters. This is their last series, actually. They have 6 points right now, and they can end at 8. But if they stick with 6 points, then they will be tied on points, at least, with Team Empire in terms of end score. So keep that in mind. They do have, just like Empire, 2-0 wins this league play. And that
Okay.
means that they would be tied depending on how their matchup with Empire was, which I also know soon.
Somebody's gonna
see
get a
some
Tusk.
Magnus.
This is Tusk +1 for sure for MFF.
Yeah.
Tusk
Yeah.
Dazzle, maybe?
And they actually would be 100% tied with Empire because both of them 1-1 each other. Both of them have 2-2-0s.
Okay.
Depending on how this match goes, because they have to if Monkey Freedom Fighters lose this series and they go 0-2, then they would be 100% tied. But if they win even one game, they're already above Empire.
Where's the Tusk?
Where is the Tusk?
There's a
I just
Dazzle.
mentioned Saxa Tusk. I also mentioned Pycat Slardar, and also they're not getting that one. And there's a Tusk. And they
Okay.
go to the wrong team, am I right? No, they go
think
to the
the-
right team.
right team,
My
yeah.
bad.
I think the
Pycat and
Dazzle-
Saxa get their hero. Wow.
The Dazzle might be the right approach. It's very open still, and they get the Shadow Field for a rise. or however they choose to lane it, but just the Dazzle, especially since Slaughter and Tusk is very strong.
The synergy between two heroes is actually massive. Just having the amp on someone and then punching, you don't even really need that much. Like,
I was just gonna say, like, you know how Tiny Wisp is generally considered a combo? I kind of see Slaughter Tusk as a combo. Less so for the amp punch, but more so for like, you get a good eye shards, you get a multiple man crush, and they're kind of just done. So I feel like this duel, very good like river fighting, very good early game roaming around. I like the combo a lot. Most teams try to separate the two, but looks like 4CL is gonna get the combo here.
Dire team back.
Yeah, it mostly comes down to execution.
Yeah.
I think the Dazzle is generally like easier to execute because it's
very simple.
Yeah. Just Grave.
Yeah, exactly. And
the heal. Yeah.
If you heal the right target, Grave the right target. Some teams find it very difficult
you
to grave
don't
the right target.
grave creeps. You're fine.
No grave creep. No graving yourself if you try to grave someone else.
Yeah.
Or if you need to grave someone else.
Generally, you want to grave the carry at a TI match.
Yes.
When you're getting throned.
Yeah.
Is this flame?
After a buyback. Oh no, I'm just saying you need to grave the right target. Just re-emphasizing Shiva's point.
Yeah, I fully agree. It's a good point. Okay, so Emberban, I mean, we already talked about this yesterday as well. Sing Sing plays Ember a lot, or used to play Ember a lot. Juggernaut is his second most played hero.
Okay.
So we had him play Mirana yesterday, didn't go great. We had him play Anti-Mage, which was an okay choice,
Yeah,
I feel like.
Reasonably
I mean, they were still playing against OG, so, you know, it's still a difficult team to go up against, but it wasn't a bad game for them at all. I feel like they held their own quite decently.
I don't think this is an anti-mage game.
This is a Kunkka game, man.
We keep saying
We keep saying it's a game. We can only hope.
Legit here, because they got the snowball, right?
Yeah.
You got the torrent, you got the boat.
You got the shards. It's perfect wombo combo.
You have really strong team fight and pushing if you have Shadowfiend, Dazzle, Kunkka.
Yeah, I agree.
Could work.
They banned TA though. Afraid of more of the minus armor.
Yeah.
I think you pick up your other
10
support.
seconds remaining.
For MFF?
Yeah.
So we saw the combo of
5
Dazzle
seconds
Undying earlier.
remaining.
I
I think you want the offlaner or the
Earth
carry.
Shaker could be pretty good here to stop the aggression of
Reserve
Slider and Tusk
time.
protect their Shadowfiend a bit.
For Clovers could do like an aggressive try-in
Yeah,
if you pick too greedily.
that's true.
So,
what support
you want
do
to
you
keep
wanna
it open, like either an open offlaner like Shaker.
There
Okay.
it
It can
is.
be both a support and an offlaner.
Dire team pick.
So it's a good pick right
The
now.
wavelength.
And we talked
Right on.
previous series also about heroes that can stop initiation from happening or just can reset fights. Or Shaker is actually one of those heroes. Although you can snowball over a Fissure, just pointing that out. You can't sprint over it though, which is pretty good.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
Vovo, please.
No, it's just really generally good to
10
protect
seconds
Shadowfiend.
remaining.
It's a good setup stone as well. Late game, yeah.
It's good against snowball in general.
Yeah, you just prepare
5
the
seconds remaining.
Fissure for when they
If you
land.
ever stack up, it's just like X-Slam CM, brother.
So I'm going to throw
Reserve
a
time.
wild hero out there, right? Visage. We saw a lot of hero being played in Nanyang, combined with the Slaughter. You put the amp damage on the hero, the birds suddenly hit massively hard. Early game wise, you have shards plus crush to give you the soul assumption damage.
I think
I think Wind Ranger.
Windrunner, yeah, is the hero definitely.
Okay. We're gonna see. Why do you guys like Windrunner?
Yeah, amp. Same reasons you guys.
It's
yeah,
good
amp up.
again in lane against Shadowfiend. It's good with amp.
Also, they have a lot of minus armor and physical damage
Yep.
with Dazzle and Shadowfiend. Just them two heroes alone.
Okay.
Also Rubik. Oh, they went Pain.
Radiant
Oh.
team
So
Actually
you like
like
the
that?
Rubik because there's a shaker on the other side.
Yeah. I generally like Rubik a lot. I don't know, no one seems to play him anymore. They feel like he's kind of weak, I guess.
We saw at Nanyang, we saw FY play Rubik a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I feel like he's very good in these kind of games, but I guess it's lacking in like oomph before he gets his levels. Like
yeah.
he's pretty good with AA because he gets the shielding touch and is ranged.
10
Other
seconds
than that, he's
remaining.
kind of weak in the early stages of the game.
AA, by the way,
5
is still in the
seconds
pool.
remaining.
Maybe something for Clovers to think about.
I think
With the
Tusk and
buff.
Vayne are your supports
Oh
here.
yeah, because
Yeah, I
Saxa
agree.
plays the Tusk, of course.
Unless they're gonna go safe lane Slaughter, which is it's okay.
It's kind of all in though.
They
Yeah,
ran
it is very
Pyke at
annoying.
Slaughter,
It's a
which was
trouble.
safe lane. I think they ran an aggressive tri-lane next to that though. Seem to remember that, but I can look that up.
You mean solo slaughter and then aggressive
Yeah.
tri-lane?
Yeah.
Yeah. It can work. It depends on what heroes MFF gets. Like, if you can put Slaughter in a 1-on-1 lane, that is gonna be even or win, then it's whatever, you can do whatever
I
you
think
want.
MFF have very defensive supports at the moment. You know, early game they don't really have the initiation, so
Yeah, there's still a gyrocopter in pool, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
maybe a Clockwork is pretty good as well against Bane, Slaughter, Tusk. It's not bad. You can also prepare the cogs for when they
Yeah,
snowball.
cogs are pretty nice. But I
Master.
Okay.
still think the
Nice.
Earthshaker might be offlaning here.
It just creates the chaos in the team fight. You know, Bane's trying to get an ulti off, Slaughter's trying to attack people. You know, Drunken Haze one and then just spin the Bane.
I think more importantly, you have a hero that's somewhat
Mirana.
hard to kill. Is this a
Radiant team ban.
Bambo? No, it's
Pycat.
Pycat Mirana.
Pycat Morana. Two of probably the most famous.
Nope. Pycat Marana instead of Pycat Slaughter?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Okay.
That's like when I think of Morana and these players, I think of Sing Sing obviously, and then Pycat as well.
Yeah.
10
Okay.
seconds remaining.
They're both very renowned.
They can just do like Bane Mirana on the safe lane
5
and then go.
seconds remaining.
Or even
Slaughter Tusk.
Jewel off.
What they
Yeah,
had
it's
last
what I
time
mean.
when they picked the Slaughter and the Tusk, they had Slaughter
Reserve
Tusk safe
time.
lane and they had the Darkseer Witch Doctor off lane with the Razor in the mid lane.
Okay.
Still need their mid hero actually for 4CL. Unless they do mid Morana, mid like Bane Morana. Bane roaming around. It's
It could
possible.
work.
It's possible, yeah.
But I don't. You have to kill the Shadow Fiend. Like, if Dazzle ever saves him, and it's
Yeah.
pretty easy for him to save him actually. So
And
mean,
the early start, their Marana can't really contest the last hits of Shadow Fiend that
No.
much. You really need the Bane there to have like a really big impact.
exactly.
Radiant team
And it's a
pick.
bit all in, kind of.
I imagine the Bane Mirana won't actually go in the safe lane or mid lane, right? You guys think so?
No.
I think this is more of a side lane situation.
Yeah, I
I
think you
agree.
either put
Yeah.
them in the safe lane, so they like, if it's the Shaker, he gets slept, he's dead.
Right.
We seen 4CL pick the Alchemist yesterday for Nikwa.
I think
mid lane.
production's trying to tell us something.
Well,
Oh no, the Brute got banned. Never mind. My bad. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, so they picked
10
Alchemist
seconds
yesterday for
remaining.
Nikwa. It didn't really quite work out, but I think like their core heroes are
5
aggressive enough right
seconds
now to
remaining.
for a mid laner to be super greedy. You know, like Slider Tusk is crazy aggressive. Bane Morana is also
Reserve
super
time.
aggressive. It's whether you can deal with the Brewmaster though.
I think Wind Ranger is still pretty good.
10
For either
seconds
team?
remaining.
Or just
For
for
Clovers.
For
Clovers?
Clovers, yeah.
5 seconds
So what does
remaining.
MFF need right now in terms of like
Ka-
do you want to be
Isaiah Care.
defensive? You want to be
Unica,
offensive?
Ursa Bear.
Into Bane,
Dire team
Tusk.
pick.
I feel like he's
Interesting.
gonna get kited.
He
Yeah.
is gonna get
The
guided.
Sigil is gonna do quite a lot of work. The Sleep.
They have the Shaker and the Brute all of them in place, kind of. That's it.
Yeah, and yeah.
Especially when one of the cores Morana. It's definitely a risky pick, but the amount of physical damage he's gonna do with the Weave and the Shadow Fiend aura.
Yeah, if you can actually hit them, he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Was Razor the
stellar.
pick against Ursa though? Because I feel like Ursa at the very least, he doesn't care if he gets Link. If he jumps on you, give you one big burst, and you remove the Razor, that's pretty much it. Are you like would Viper be somewhat better?
They banned the
They
Viper.
banned Viper.
Okay.
Shane, you
But-
said you wanted to wait until the draft is done. It is your time. Who's gonna win?
4CL. I think Ursa's just not gonna be able to latch onto someone with Bane and Morana leaping away and Tusk and Sigil. It's gonna be very difficult, in my opinion.
What do you think, Ape Mother? You agree?
It could go either way, but
Yeah.
if I have to choose, I go with 4 Clovers.
You already said.
Yeah, no, after the draft, I'm
Oh.
on 4 Clover side.
Okay.
It's a better draft for me.
They're all jumping ship, guys. Jumping ship, maybe because there is no ship. No Kunkka. Nice. Yes.
Nice.
We're gonna find out who is gonna be victorious. Is it gonna be Monkey Freedom Fighters or is it gonna be 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun? It is time for our first game with those two teams and our commentators Odie Pixel and Drask.
Indeed, thank you very much, Shiva. Welcome back to the panel. I'm Odie Piskel, and I'm here with Draskell, and we're ready to take you into the second series of the day between 4 Clovers and Monkey Freedom Fighters. The game has got a short pause at the moment, but Andy, what do you reckon, eh? The Sing Sing Beaver Knight Ursus coming up in this series.
You know, I'm gonna silence the Ursa haters. I think it's all right. I think it's one of those heroes that you pick specifically for Roshan in this situation. Like, they picked it, I believe, 4th or 5th. It was 5th, right?
It was
Because they
5th
picked
pick,
Brew
final
4th.
pick.
Right.
It was the final pick.
So, obviously, there's things like Nightmare, Fiend Script, whatnot. We are in the game, by the way, so we can go ahead
get ourselves
and
in,
hop
boys.
in. But I do think that it has some potential. The major thing to keep in mind is that if you ever catch somebody out, and Mirana doesn't have leap, or you get a nice stun, fissure into blink, and then the Ursa can go in and hit that target can very easily die. And there's not too many save mechanisms barring just straight up stuns coming in from 4CL. And plus, with the Brewmaster control inside of team fights, I think they'll be able to make it work.
Okay, let's have a look. And obviously a lot of people saying beforehand that they feel that this series is going to be a little bit closer than the series we saw earlier. Obviously, after watching the first series of the day between the sides of OG and an NIP, it was a lot closer than people expected. We'll see if once again we've got a close one on our hands between 4 Clovers and MFF, and maybe even a series that may just go 1-1 here between these two sides. As we can see at the moment, 4 Clovers heading out into the Radiant jungle, seeing if they can find anyone on the side of MFF, but MFF themselves positioned towards the top rune, and looks like they'll be able to claim that one here without any fights kicking off, at least for the moment, before the bell tolls.
I think it's probably better that MFF don't take an engagement at level 1. Ursa's kind of that hero who needs like level 2, level 3 to really get things going. Like sometimes you see people go 1-1-1 on the hero just to make sure that you have Earthshock, you have the Furious Swipes and Overpower together, because that's like the maximum damage output for getting on a single target. But if you fight at level 1 into a Static Link, a Nightmare Arrow, it is a very scary prospect when you only have one disable on the side of MFF, barring the Brewmaster split. So I think the laning phase should favor 4CL pretty easily. But I think during the mid game, it's just going to be down to what the Brew can accomplish with the split inside of team fights, how much this Ursa can get, and if MFF can manage to get their hands on Roche.
Okay, I mean, we can see at the moment EGM and Saxa hanging around towards the mid lane. We'll see if they can set something up. There is backup for Arise in the form of both the Shaker and the Dazzle in the nearby. And in fact, it's going to be Yapzor. Is he going to spot these guys out? He's going to hang around in the tree line at the moment. Now he'll see them, okay, so they have been rustled. They're going to stick around, get a few punches here onto Yapzor, and Yapzor is just going to tangle himself through, but the shards are there. They can't quite go too close because the tower has got the vision here to get the shots in onto both the Bane and the Tusk. It's going to force them back in. So they won't find anything there for the time being. And that's leaving Bambo, of course, on his own here on this top lane against Demon. I mean, a 1v1, the fact that it's melee versus melee, but there is a Brewmaster in the mix. Surely this favors Demon.
Well, it favors Demon in the sense that he'll be able to get level 6 unobstructed, and his level 6 is way stronger than Bambo's in terms of the team fight. And I think that's where MFF are going to be looking here.
Bottom lane, we're going to see the setup here with the Nightmare. Arrow to follow through. The question is, do they have the damage to bring down Sing Sing? Starstorm follows through, bringing them fairly low. Sing Sing's going to be fine, though. Gets himself back, and he's got the salve. So he'll up and get himself back into fighting shape. But overall, the lanes across the map, do you feel that there is a side that's quite obviously coming out on top in terms of the matchups that they're looking for a minute into this one?
I think MFF are less reliant on the lanes themselves. So in that regard, I would say that MFF are probably okay, even trading like a double lane loss. But in this sense, Arise is free farming mid. Demon is doing very well in top lane in terms of CS. So there's two lanes actually going reasonably in their direction. And Yapzor is going to be able to stack for the Shadow Fiend. The two supports have to roam together to be able to find kills. And they're not going to be able to do that if they want to continually pressure Sing. So I think that 4CL's lineup kind of has to do a lot during the early game to make sure that Demon's not going to be able to control that mid game with a split, and they can get some kind of a lane advantage before things start really kicking off for MFF's team fight.
The bottom lane, Sing Sing's trying to move in onto Pycat there, but it's going to be hard to do so when the Bane is hanging around. EGM's always going to be there with the Nightmare, just in case things look a little bit too rocky here for the Mirana, farming down on the bottom.
Ooh, this Invis.
Let's see if they can set something up onto Rise. Saxa, gonna get the positioning right, and there we go. Shards come out first. A lot of damage being stolen by Nikwa. Yapzor has got a fish here, but the snowball's already out. The Fisher doesn't connect, and that's gonna be your first blood there for Nikwa. And as you said, always nice for a support, especially someone like Tuss, to find an Invis rune at the 2-minute mark. It pretty much most of the time spells a lot of trouble for the enemy mid laner.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kabop actually switch positions with Yapzor, because I don't think you need the Dazzle down here. I think you actually need a mid just to prevent Arise from dying. And the Shaker's defensive capabilities against a Tusk are not that good, and it was just showcased there. A Fissure just doesn't do that much if you stay Snowball. You can always go over it. You can even use it to disjoint the spell completely. I think Yapzor just mistimed it a little bit. I'm not sure if they would have been able to save Arise either way, but it's easier thing to just throw out a Grave, you know, and then make them commit really hard than it is to land a perfect Fissure to save your SF.
Indeed. Well, top lane still. Jimmy versus Bambo. The CS difference, it's 15 for 2, 16 for 1. Very close between the two of them. It's just going to be a question of who's going to be more scary. As you said, Demon offering more for the team fight capabilities. Bambo maybe a little bit more in terms of getting those pickoffs with the Amplify. And Demon just Waltzing in the bottom lane. Sing Sing being forced back here by Pycat and EGM. I mean, I guess the thing is, though, you say they don't need the dazzle, but surely if they hit a nice Nightmare into an arrow, having the dazzle there is going to be key in terms of keeping.
Well,
Sing
you would
Sing
have
alive.
Shaker instead. I don't mean like
Okay,
keep both
so the
supports mid.
yeah.
I mean swap their positions so you
Okay.
have Yapsor down here instead of the dazzle. Because even if then you see a Nightmare come out, you can still throw out a Fissure to stop damage. You can still Nightmare toggle too. Is Demon dead here?
He's got a Mango. He's going to get the slow out again, and that's going to stop Bambo from being able to chase it down any further. And there's a South here on Demon, so Jimmy's going to be able to heal himself back up. 4 minutes in. And it's settling down at the moment. Nikwa in the mid lane against Arise. Very close in terms of farm as well. 18 for 2, 17 for 5. So no one really breaking too far ahead here at this portion of the laning stage between 4 Clovers and MFF.
The one thing always to keep in mind is how much potential they have to kill here on mid. The Fissure is very hard to place properly against Tusk again, and Arise, thankfully he's still recovering his farm quite a bit. They've only managed to stack one time. Looks like Yapsor is going to be going for the second one right now. I think he might have missed it. Or either that or he was going for the rune at 4 minutes and not stacking the camp. But either way, Arise is going to need those to get back into the game. They're going to need their mech timing to be very good. Nico eating a lot of raises here mid.
Indeed, with the Fissure to set up as well.
No damage,
He's stolen
boys.
a lot. Arise, now onto another raise. He's got the raise.
Oh, he missed.
Just a little bit short, and at the same time, bottom lane, they find themselves a kill onto the Dazzle there. The Bane Mirana combination with the help of Saxo. Looks like Saxo didn't even need to use any spells. Top lane, the crush comes down to Jimmy, and Jimmy, one more slap to the back should do it, and Bambo gets the bash. Will be able to find himself a third pick off there for the side of 4 Clovers. So even though the farm game's pretty even, it is 4 Clovers finding the kills each and every time here at the moment.
Don't you think it would be incredibly worth it to get Drunken Haze in a 1v1 melee matchup? Like, why does Jimmy not have Drunken Haze in this lane? I don't understand. He could have crushed this so hard. He actually just solo died to his Slardar. That is really bad. Like, yeah, sure, he doesn't need the lane farm per se, but he can't give away free kills.
Sing Sing's in a lot of trouble as well. You got Pycat moving forward. They've got a snowball if they feel they need it, and they'll use it here to burst down Sing. Sing's dead. Pycat will be able to jump himself away, and Gabap's rotation just coming in a little bit too late. There wasn't a Shallow Grave available in time. And another kill here for the side of 4 Clovers, and they're certainly making things happen across the map.
Well, we kind of expected this, right? We even mentioned that their laning phase was supposed to be the one who actually did stuff.
Arise. Arise coming in, and they'll find Bambo. Bambo getting a little bit too green in the courier as well. Ooh.
That was close.
And he just saved that. So MFF getting themselves a kill on the board there with a very nice rotation from Shadow Fiend.
It was kind of necessary too. Oh,
Always Yarrow, Kabap. He's all on his own. And yeah, that's going to be another kill here. 4 Clovers continuing to use the power there of the Baymorano duo. Mid lane, Nico getting off the static link. And he's got the ult here as well. Yapso trying to move forward here with the Enchant Totem. Nico's stolen a fair bit, 70 damage. He's moving on to Yapso. Can he quite get the kill? Doesn't look like he can. Yapso's going to be fine. Nico will be able to play it safe and keep him out of harm's way. But 5 for 1 still. And it's the Baymorano. It's just a question of when they start to make rotations. And already EGM is looking towards the mid lane as he leaves Pycat on his own down bottom. And Pycat, of course, is at a point now where he's going to be feeling a lot safer on the solo lane. On mid lane, Snowball comes through, picks up Nico, closes the gap onto Rise. They've got the Plasma Field here. They'll give themselves the kill. And at the same time, just the tip of it there, bringing down the Shaker there with the shards. So 2 more kills for the 4 Clovers in the mid lane with some really nice rotations there from the supports.
Arise is definitely having an off game. He missed 2 kills on Nico so far just by missing raises. Like, he missed one when he was retreating past the tower. He just missed another there when he was fighting on the high ground. And those raises would have definitely ensured a kill at that point, and that puts him in a really good position. But because he keeps missing, 4C&L keep getting away with these ridiculous trades where they should be at least losing their mid player, but they end up getting 2 for nothing.
Top lane. Bambo's got to be careful because Yapso is around. There's a split, and there's also going to be a Fissure if Yapso gets it out here. They'll have the setup stun here from the Spirit Illusions. And there we go, bringing him around. That was the second stun. They're trying to chase it here. They are going to have to go fairly deep because Sprint is going to be back up in a second. He bottles himself up, and it looks like they might not find the kill with the promise, but he's going to have another crush when he comes down. So Demon's got to be careful where he positions himself, and the crush is just going to come straight down onto Jimmy as Jimmy stands next to him. Now Bambo will get himself out. Nico's turned up, gets the static link off. Demon looks for the TP out. It's not going to work. Bambo with the bash to the face takes down the Brewmaster. Bottom lane, there was a nightmare onto Sing Sing. Then MFF on the top, trying to go aggressive there with the Primal Split and the Yapso Shaker. Doesn't pay off, and they lose Jimmy on the Brew.
Yeah, as soon as they used the Primal Split, I was kind of curious if it was going to be worth it anyway. Like, even if they kill the Slardar, is it worth committing a Primal Split to just killing one person and applying almost 0 tower pressure? I think that in these types of situations, you want the SF to already have had a much better start. And you pretty much do what OG did in one of the games against NiP earlier, where you just 5-mana tower with split, and that threat in of itself is enough to make 4CL maybe second guess fighting you. Or maybe they try to use a Moonlight Shadow to fight you, and then you have primal split, so the team fight shouldn't be that bad. But they just use it in a really haphazard manner. The Moonlight Shadow counters the split because they didn't have detection, and then a counter TP comes in and they just lose a hero. So I think the MFF are playing pretty sloppy during the early game, and like I mentioned, Arise is also having an off game. So hopefully they can kind of get it together, because I still feel like their lineup is fine. They're just not really playing it to its maximum potential right now.
8-4-1 at the moment. 4 Cloves is definitely going to be feeling fairly confident with how this game has begun. But the top lane is still Bamba. How's he doing in terms of the gold? Let's have a look. He's actually making a bit of a go here onto Demon. So he's got 500 at the moment on top of the treads. Demon trying to move in and still trying to look to trade farm mid lane. There's a bit of a focus coming in from 4 Clovers. Snowball in onto Arise, and that's going to be a kill. Pycat's turned up. And will find himself the kill on Arise. Arrow's not going to connect onto Sing Sing. Sing Sing trying to look for the chase down, but the static links there. Nikwa just forcing Sing to back up. He can't chase this one down as an Ursa. And now 4 Clovers may just look to push the tower. Tier 1 already falling pretty low. And again, just Monkey Freedom Fighters unable to do anything about 4 Clovers just running straight at them.
Yeah, they needed more defense for the SF in the early game. That's the biggest thing. That's the one weakness in your draft, is when you have defensive supports, it's very hard to rotate. So you always need to make sure your supports are in a position to protect the cores.
Demon, he's in so much trouble as well. He'll pop the charges here. Will give him enough mana for the primal split. He gets it off in time. Nice Fisher, they could turn this one. They'll look for Bambo first. They'll chuck Razor up in the air, ready to deal with him second. Bambo trying to juke it out with a sprint. No, he surely can't get away from this. No, they'll find the kill there. The question is, can they get Nikra as well? This would be pretty big for the side of MFF. Meanwhile, Pycat's just found a kill onto Sing Sing. Can they find the Razor? Do they have the control here? Do they have the detection? That's the question.
No detection.
Okay.
That's a second Mirana ulti that just saves a hero for free.
All right. And they lost Sing Sing as well towards the mid. 4 Clovers. They might even find something off the back of the Moonlight. Looking for Arise. Nikwa. He's going to get the static link out, and he's hanging around. The Snowball's going to be there, and Arise just can't kill Nikwa inside. The Fisher will finish off the Razor. No, Pycat, he's found himself a mega kill streak. He's going to try and look for Yapsa as well. This DD doing so much work. Leaps forward. Is he going to be able to get the kill? They've got the shards. It's going to block Yapsa up, and Pycat will find himself the double kill. This Maz Mirana all over the map. 11 minutes in and bottom lane. There's a Fiend's Grip here onto Beaver Knight. Bambo comes in with a crush, and that's going to be another one for the side of 4 Clovers. 13 for 3, making things happen left, right, and center. And the fact,
they kill Gabath as well.
No.
That guy still has double damage. Ooh, those shards are a bit off.
He hasn't got the leap here for 4 seconds, so couldn't quite chase it down. But nonetheless, Pycat's Mirana, 5k. You know, they're talking about in the draft. This is one of the heroes that, you know, over the years of Dota 2 and the original Pycat, this is one of his heroes that he just knows exactly how to play it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny how Sing and Pycat are both in the same game, and there's a Mirana. Because both of them are very proficient on the hero, and there's 2 of actually the best, I think, in the world at it. But you can see the vision right now from 4CL. They understand the position that they're in. They've kind of dominated the laning phase. The rotations have worked out really well, especially from the Tusk. He's been able to kill a Rise. I think all 4 of his deaths were pretty much because of a Tusk snowball. And with this vision, they know they can just abuse MFF. And I hope to God that somebody buys detection. Looks like Yapsor actually has it now.
Okay, so
but for a really, really long time, like unreasonably long, they were not prepared to deal with Mirana ulti. And missing 2 very high priority kills because of it is super bad, especially when 2 of them you commit split for.
EGM, he wants to go in and put down the Nightmare here, but they don't have Pycat around for the time being. The Nightmare will be toggled off just in case an arrow is flying through. Pycat looks like he's going to decide to just go up to the top lane and push that one out rather than necessarily looking for a fight too deep into enemy territory, which is understandable at this moment. You know, 4 Clovers, they have a lead, and they're going to be very careful not to throw it away against MFF.
Well, I think the MFS team isn't so hot from behind. Like, Brewmaster from behind is pretty average. Like, you add control to the team fight, but you still need your team to be able to do damage for you. And since Arise has also had a really rough start, he's very far behind in farm.
There's a Fiend's Grip on EGM Arise. He's lucky he didn't go up the stairs there.
They have vision. They're going to see top and just kill him.
And let's see if MFF can find something. They've got a lot of heroes for this one. We do have split available, and there's your Fisher coming out to Saxa. They'll try and move in here with Sing Sing. He's looking to try and get the clap slow, but he's not going to get it. And there's your Fiend's Grip mid. Bambo's gone in with Nikwa. Arise getting taken down, picked off on his own. And MFF, they commit a lot of heroes to this top lane defense, but they're not going to be able to find anything as 4 Clovers just play it very safely up top.
The comeback mechanism from MFF has to be 5-man Dota. Like, I don't know how they're supposed to be able to win a team fight right now, but it needs to be 5-man. Anything else is not going to work. In small skirmishes, Razor, Bane, even Mirana and Tusk are fantastic. You need to abuse your primal split. You need to try to force some kind of engagement to where maybe Yapzor can even look for an Echo Slam, right? He is level 7. He's got Arcane Boots. He's got 4 points in the Fissure. So there's enough damage to kill you. You just need to synergize it.
Jimmy, he's going to go in with the split here. Nikra, the Static Link off and now they're back away. Moonlight Shadow has come out here. EGM getting tossed up into the air. Well, they have the follow-up. There's your dust from Yapzor. They'll find the stun. The Fissure onto 2. Saxa trying to come in, trying to look for a potential save. He'll pop the Bulwark Punch on Beaver Knight. Nikra on the back lines, but the Echo Slam comes out from Yapzor. Shallow Grave's going to keep the Shaker alive here. Nikra cut in the middle of it all, and there's your heal bomb. From Kabak will find a second kill, but now the rest of the side of Four Clovers has turned up. They've taken down Beaver Knight. Demon now trapped up in the shards. They'll find themselves another one, making the trade, the 3th of 2. They might just find Yapzor and Pike out will. They're almost certainly, oh, it's incredibly low, 70 HP. Arise is now on the run as well. The final 2 left alive from MFF. Shards, will they be able to find anything here? The Shards going to be a little bit off point. Yapzor will be fine. Arise is going to be a different story there. Bambo closing the gap with the sprint. There's your crush onto the Shadow Fiend. War's punch onto Arise. And they, ooh, okay, Arise just pick up someone in return. Bambo's still looking for it. Arise won't get himself away. Arrow flies through from Pikecat. Yapzor will juke it out. Pikecat, is he still going to hang around for this one? So a bit of a messy fight this time from Four Clovers, and MFF at least do find something in return off the back of the trade.
Well, I mean, getting some kills is definitely nice for MFF. That was the first split that resulted in them getting something. It does put Jimmy a bit closer to his Blink Dagger. It's only about 350 away from it.
EGM. He's going to put down the Nightmare. Pikecat is around. Are they going to look for an arrow from that range?
Too far, I think.
They're going to go for it.
Ooh! Close.
Jeez. Still hanging around though, EGM and Pikecat. Pings are coming in. Demon's moving forward. Hasn't got the split, of course, for 50 seconds. The Fissure onto EGM. Pikeat's still there. EGM is trapped up, and Jimmy, well, he goes the wrong way. And now he goes back out. And now he needs to be careful because there is a blink on this Slardar. Nightmare. He's going to hold back Kabap. There's Yara to follow through him. Bambo blinks in. Gets the crush down. That's going to be Kabap out of this fight.
I think they just go kill Roshan, right? I mean, they can easily do it. They can Mirana arrow it. They have Slardar for amp.
And they've got a DD.
Yeah, they have a double damage as well. Maybe they just prioritize fighting still. I think there's no real rush for them to kill Roshan, but they can easily do it whenever they have the space. They'll kill it very quickly.
Jimmy nearly does have the Blink Dagger here on this on the Brewmaster.
But they're very, like, the problem is, even if you have the Blink Dagger at this point, you've given up so much to 4CL. Like, Brewmaster is good when you can 5-man around him, you have the damage or the push potential to make Primal Split useful. Because level 1 Split and even level 2 doesn't deal a significant amount of DPS on its own. You're really there for the control and the inability to focus the hero down. That's what makes it scary. But if you don't have damage to supplement it, it's not that good. Like, you actually need something else to back it up.
Bottom lane at Arise has got to realise that he's not in the greatest of spots at the moment on his own down here, and he will TP straight away from this, just in case Four Clovers were going to close in, as they did have 4 heroes rotating towards the bottom lane. And just playing it safely now, Monkey Freedom Fighter. Saxa's on his own here up top. Question is, can they jump in on him? Well, if they get the slow here, so he's going to be taken down. Saxa turning around with the punches. Is attracting the attention of the entire team of Monkey Freedom Fighters on this top lane.
Well, they know they can't fight a real engagement. Their best opportunity is to try to counter push or look for a pick. The problem is their vision is kind of non-existent. They only have 1 ward at top room. Everything else is black on the map. And 4CL have had their aggressive wards up the entire time, neither of which have been dewarded. They also resulted in multiple kills. So those wards have done a ton of work for 4CL. And we even saw Webus there showing the Misty ward from the side of MFF.
Saxa's got backup now from Bambo. And Bambo, does he want to jump into this? It's going to be a hard fight to take with just the 2 of them. Demon is there, has got the primal split. Moving in with the slaps onto Saxa. Bottom lane, space has been created. 4 Clovers are looking for a tier 2. Jimmy will blink himself back. Looks like MFF are just going to try and commit. Try and find a tier 1. Bambo moves forward, misses the crush here. Sing Sing backs himself off, just laying down the amplifiers. It's still just the 2 of them on the side of 4 Clovers playing with these heroes. And bottom lane, the rest of the side finds the town. Now they're coming with the TP back. Your snowball from Saxa. Jimmy's moving in with the primal split here. They can't cancel it in time, so he gets the ult off here on the Brewmaster. Bam on the back lines, and there's the Moonlight Shadow. Let's see if 4 Clovers can find it. Dust has come out. Didn't quite catch all of the entirety of the team here. They're taking down one of the Brewlings. Beaver Knight, Mr. Sing Song getting healed up. He's going to be fine. Arise gets the Requiem off. off. Looking for Nequa. Weave drops down. They're starting to lose the armor on the side of 4 Clovers, but they haven't quite died. Snowball comes out. They've taken down Sing Sing. They'll find Yapzor as well. And now MFF. They've lost 3. They may just lose even more as well. Bambo moves in with a crush onto Jimmy. They'll find the full 5-man. 4 Clovers losing nothing. And MFF, they don't even find the tier 1, and it costs them the entirety of their lineup.
Yeah, the Dust actually missed the Bane in the back, so instead of being able to stop EGM, there was nothing really there from the Brew, and that's a perfect example of what I was saying. They got a Requiem off, and they had Split going. They didn't kill a single hero in the duration of Primal Split. That lasts 15 seconds. So in a 15-second team fight where you get a Blink Initiation and Split, throw a Razor up in the air, you can't kill a hero? Like, that's a gigantic problem.
It's got to be slightly worrying here for the side of MFF. Let's have a look at the net worth difference. It can't be pretty. And it's not.
Yeah, this is a massacre. It's not even close.
Closing in on the 1,000 per minute difference in terms of gold.
Yep.
And maybe even more now. Bambo jumping in onto Yapzor. The arrow flying through. Is it going to catch onto the Shaker? It doesn't matter though. They've got the Nightmare out. They'll find the kill onto the Earth Shaker. Saxon moving forward with the Snowball. The punch onto Kabap and the Ice Shards as well. Second kill there for 4 Clovers in a quick succession. They'll back themselves off and look to finish off the tier 2. And at this point, MFF, they're going to need nothing short than a miracle really if they want to turn this game around.
I feel like there's a lack of cohesion in this game from MFF. Like, their ideas about how they're supposed to fight in this game. Like, even going all the way back to the beginning of the game, where they lost a Rise a few times, that was very easily preventable. And Jimmy not skilling Drunken Haze and a 1v1 against Slardar. Like, he could have dominated that lane super hard, never died solo to Bambo, had a crazy early blink, and actually done some serious work inside of these engagements. A Rise has like 1 or 2 less deaths. Maybe he has an early mech. All those things drastically change the way this lineup plays.
Oh, Sing Sing. Oh, I don't think he gets himself out of this one.
He's a juke lord. Oh, never mind, he's dead.
No, he's gone, Zo. Rest in pieces. Yeah, he's trying, bless him.
I don't really think there's any comeback from this, to be fair. I mean, I'm sure they're talking about what went wrong right now, but if you're MFF, you can't really think that you can win this game. It's just so hard. Like, the Bane has 4-staff gem in the stash. EGM is like almost level 11, higher level than the Ursa at this stage. You just have such an item deficit, and Brewmaster is not a hero that can be played from behind.
Oh, and these arrows, Pycat. He's out. I bet Pycat's absolutely loving this game on Mirana.
Yeah.
8 kills, 8 assists, hasn't died at all. Maybe even just make that 9 in a second, and there we go, make it 9. Godlike streak now for Pycat on his cap. 29 for 6, and 4 Clovers at the moment. Maybe we were wrong to feel that this was going to be an even engagement between these two teams, because 4 Clovers are just playing on another level, and MFF, they're just all over the place in this game.
It's a lot of small mistakes, and it also is like the Moonlight Shadows not having detection, missing 2 kills, the aggressive wards didn't get dewarded, the laning phase was bad. Like, everything that possibly could have gone wrong for MFF this game went wrong.
And here we go. The push onto the high ground. 22 minutes in. What's MFF's answer going to be?
I think their answer is panic. Wait for Brew.
Let's see if they can do anything with Brew. 2 seconds, as you said, back on. Get the Fissure out. It's a nice 5-man Fissure. But they're really using the follow-up. Now Demon turns up, jumps in with the Primal Split. Bambo getting fairly low. Will try and get himself out. Moonlight Shadows out. Arise moving forward, but there's your Snowball picking them up. Oh no, sorry, not the Snowball. It's just the fact that they've tossed the Razor up into the air. The Nightmare's the thing holding back Sing Sing. They get up for a nice Requiem and Fissure. And in fact, they found one. They're going to be able to find themselves 2 here. MFF maybe with the turnaround. Let's see if they can find anything more off the back of this. Sing Sing moving in. He's going to be looking for Saxa here on the Tusk. Saxa, oh, there's the crush from Timmy. And the Snowball, can they still find the favourable fight? Full Total Echo Snap from Yapzor, hits onto multiple heroes. There's a Nightmare onto the Shaker. 4 Clovers are 3 men down here. EGM with the Fiend's Grip onto Yapzor. Pycat's got to get himself away here. These are big kills if MFF can find them. Pycat's got to run. He's got to hide, but the Fissure's there. Demon comes in with a slap. Can they kill him? Yes, they can. Double kill for a Rise. This is going to be a huge swing. Some huge streaks being ended by the side of MFF. And they end up defending the racks, and my goodness, that gold swing adds up to about a 7,200 gold exchange overall between the two sides.
Yeah,
5,500 XP swing.
Yapzor almost got a full Blink Dagger from that team fight. Like a full Blink Dagger from having almost no gold.
My
that was
goodness.
completely insane.
And suddenly, a Shadow Fiend that was pretty much on par with the farm of the Bane on the opponent's side is now level with the Mirana. In fact, he's ahead of him. This Mirana that was 808 just a minute ago, those kills for Arise just turning his just a future right around. He's got a BKB complete now.
Did he have mech for that fight, the Tusk? I want to say he did,
yeah.
Because he has 1,300 gold. I would imagine he did. I was going to say, if they didn't have mech for that, that could have been why it went so badly, but showcasing the strength of Primal Split for sure. And the Shadow Fiend did enough damage in the fight, like landing a decent Requiem, getting the raises off. I mean, seemed to make all the difference. Wow, Pycat is going all in with items here. They know Split's down.
They're going back in for Clovers. And
oh, it's 1 second. 1 second cooldown.
If they lose another fight here, it's going to be very painful. Moving forward, Sing Sing looking to set it up here. Yapzor, he's got the blink and he'll go forward here. Saxy getting caught out. There's your Requiem. They'll bring down the Tusk. Now with the stun onto Bambo, things falling apart for 4 Clovers. There'll be a nightmare, but it's only going to prolong the inevitable here. Bambo will get the crush off. They've got the control here with the split, throwing up Pycat into the air. Arise moves forward with the raises. Will get Bambo. This is going to be a buyback from Saxy on the Tusk. Pycat will put the Moonlight Shadow, but the Fisher comes out, blocking him away. They'll move underneath him. They should be able to find this kill here as well as he comes back down, and they will. Pycat getting blown up by the heal
What
bar.
is happening?
2 heroes down on the side of 4 Clovers. Nikwa only just being able to get himself away, but they might just find it here. Yapsa closing in. He does have the Blink Dagger if he wants to try and find this one. There's still a tier 1, but the Fisher comes out. Demon's there as well with Sing Sing. Arise turns up with the Shadow Fiend. The Blink 4 from Sing Sing. Looking to move on to Nikwa. There's Demon as well. They'll get the Razor, and they might just get Saxa as well. Saxa did just buyback for this fight. If they lose the Tusk as well, MFF just turning around this fight. There'll be a snowball, but it doesn't matter. The full 5-man of MFF are there, and they're going to find the kill. Unstoppable streak here for Arise on the Shadow Fiend, and in a game where MFF looked to surely be out of it with a 20k net worth deficit at 20 minutes in, turning it right around, and 4 Clovers just don't know what hit them, Andy.
I don't know what happened. How do you go from being that far ahead and just crushing all of the early game to getting 5-man wiped 2 times in a row?
And they might just find EGM. There's your Fisher. Yapsor moves in. Bambo's turned up, but he may have to throw his life away as well. There's your Echo Slam. Onto 2. Bambo gets the crush. Pycat turns up with the arrow onto Jimmy. Jimmy's in a bit of trouble now. Yapsor's trying to get himself out. They may lose Demon here. Demon throws out the Drunken Haze. He's going to try and look to walk into the Roshan, but there is no Roshan to deny himself to here. He stands there. Oh, he gets the blink out because of the miss. Pycat couldn't get the damage in. He gets himself out. Jimmy will have a blink again in a few seconds, and he should be able to blink TP. The arrows are going to be on point. Oh, Jimmy Ho! He does it again. Demon's out. 4 Clovers there. Jimmy's happy ruffled.
They even got the gem, dude.
Oh.
That is so huge. Jesus.
What the hell is going on in this game, Andy?
Okay, so I guess the strength of having that many blink heroes is as soon as you start winning the fight, you can chase forever. Like, you never have to stop. You got Blink Shaker, Blink Ursa, Blink Brewmaster. Even having that 22% movement speed slow from the Drunken Haze on an 8-second cooldown helps tremendously for chasing. So as soon as you realize you're winning the fight when you have Split going, you can just keep going. One more, one more, one more. 4CL need to just start abandoning the fight if like they think it's not going to go well. Like, stop trying to save people, just get out. Because every time you try to save, you're giving up that one person who's actually trying to save the person who's already dead. And then we're going to see a smoke here from MFF. They got Blink Shaker.
Oh man, if they could take another fight again, this is just going to be so painful for 4 Clovers, if it's not been already. I mean, the turnaround's been massive, and it's going to be even more now if Bambo doesn't blink away straight away, and he will. But it's only a little short blink to the side. Yapsor moves forward, finds the Fisher, and now Sing Sing jumps straight into the face of the Fish, and Fish
My God.
gets served there. Minute now on the clock here for Bambo Slardar, and this is perfect timing for MFF. Roshan's just about to come up, and Sing Sing walks into the pit, clicks his fingers, and Roshan spawns.
I don't know what to say. What am I watching?
This,
like, what am I actually... This is not Dota. This has got to be, like, one of the fastest turnarounds I've ever seen in a game.
Top lane, though. There is a bit of an issue here for the side of MFF. 4 Clovers are starting to break into the base. Looking for pushing onto the tier 3, but... Well, they need to get themselves out here.
The Shaker's even got mech now. He's going to go Guardians. Like, Guardian Shaker, dude, the dream. Honestly, I'm kind of worried right now for 4CL. Like,
let's have a look at that graph. I know we've been old enough. I want to see it again. See how much the
it's
swing
actually,
is.
experience-wise, it's in favor of MFF.
These swings.
They were 15. That's a 20,000 swing in 7 minutes.
Yeah, this was not the plan here from 4 Clovers.
I think that's putting it lightly on.
Yeah, Pambo jumps in. He's got to get himself back out though because there is backup from MFF and they'll be ready to jump in on the Slardar if he overcommits. You may see a fight kick off in the mid lane. They've got the split, they've got the slam. They'll look for the tier 1 here. They'll take it down, they'll move in for more. Arise blinking forward, Pycat jumps up to the high ground. Shards coming out here, just trying to hold back MFF. 4 Clovers trying to position themselves behind the tier 2, but they know that they've got to be very careful about the fights that they jump into at this point. Pycat still hanging around on the sidelines. The pings are coming out from MFF. Jimmy just moving in, clearing out the Ancients. They'll turn their attention back towards the tier 2 in the mid lane.
All right, so to regain composure, if you're 4CL, your next logical step is to make sure you get BKBs on Razor, the Mirana, and Slardar. The problem is, Pycat bought a Vlad's because he wanted to end the game, and he thought that they were obviously super far ahead. But with the Vlad's purchase, it puts him really far behind.
So if he gets the slam here.
Oh, he's going, isn't he? No. Nah, I think he waits it up.
Pycat. Jumps away from the Fisher. Tier 2 will go down. There'll be the Nightmare onto Jimmy. Arrow's not going to be on point. And the sustain here, of course, with that Dazzle. MFF are topped up, zipped up and ready to continue. Looks like they'll head towards the top lane. They'll know that they want to get that creep wave pushed in as well. Take another tier 2. I mean, they've still got a tier 1 and a tier 2 takedown at the bottom as well. And, you know, getting more gold into the pockets of them, they're quite easily going to be in the lead in terms of overall net worth. If they're... let's have a look again. Are they now in the lead in terms of net worth?
It's almost a 0 now.
It's almost a 0. It's
like,
close.
the difference is nil. Huge problem for 4CL.
I mean, just look at the kills on that net worth graph. It's just like, die, and then suddenly, well, MFF turn up to the fight. They wake up and...
The other thing is improper itemization now, especially on the Mirana. Like, the Vlad's is 2,300 gold basically in the toilet. It's not horrible, but it's not an optimal item for this situation when you have to have BKB to be reliable in a team fight. Otherwise, Drunken Haze is just going to screw you over. Very similar to what we saw happen to Era earlier today. So you actually just need BKBs now as 4CL. You are not far enough ahead to just YOLO fight into Bruce Split anymore.
Hey, Fisher onto Nico. Arise moving in as well. Nico will pop the BKB and he starts to run.
That's worth, man. Just making him pop a 10-second BKB charge. You can just go bottom now. Be like, okay, no BKB. Or you pressure mid because you see 4CL top lane.
So you can force who back first. Bambo is closing in on the BKB. 600 to go and he'll have that recipe.
Oh, are they going to loop around for this?
This would be a smart loop. Jimmy with the split.
Oh my god, they're sticking around. They're going to get scouted.
Loop. 4 Clovers. Who's he going to see first? He'll see EGM. Now, who's going to make the jump? Bambo TP's out, and there we go. Jimmy moves forward. Moonlight Shadow comes in. Yapso's got the Fisher to cancel the TP here of EGM. EGM's not getting himself out of this one. They'll find the Bane kill there with a heal bomb. Sacks it. He's going to be able to juke it down onto the bottom. And has got a TP as well, but MFF now, with this creep wave, they'll start to get the push on the top. Pings coming out onto the tier 2 up on this top lane. Oh, hello, Courier. All right. All right.
I mean, that's something, I guess, right?
I mean, it was just what the completed one, so nothing too disastrous here for MFF to be losing at this point.
Yeah, MFF need to keep this wave alive top as well. They're getting a creep cut by the Tusk, so he's going to kill everything. MFF will still likely get the tower, and 4CL right now I think are in panic stations, just trying to force MFF back because they realize how strong they are in a fight now.
They really want to try and find these open sets of racks. Pycat, he starts to move in, laying down the damage. The TP backs are coming. Sing Sing returns to the bottom. There'll be a Fisher. Nicely done by Absol. Pycat will leap over them. Saxa will TP up top. Arise was hanging around looking for a push. He's got a lot of money here at the moment on this SF. EGM couldn't quite do anything to stop that one. Asher Greaves done on Shaker. BKB now picked up by Sing Song.
This is getting really, really scary for 4CL. Ursa is actually pretty good against Slardar because if you use your Enrage properly, you can kind of negate the amplify damage. First off, you get just the sheer mitigation anyway, and you remove all your debuffs. So you take off the amp in the first place. You got BKB to prevent anything pretty much but Static Link and Fiend Script, and you can just blow somebody up now. I think MFF's lineup is fully online and ready to go.
And they know it. They want to use it. Smoked up. Let's see who they can find. Pycat, the closest at the moment. And he may be the one to tank this. Pycat's got to get himself out and will jump, but he's still trapped up in the high ground. They're trying to go Yapzor, throws down the Echo Samus and Equa. They've already taken down Pycat and the Marana. They're going to look for more now. Focusing on Bamba, the snowballs there. Picks up Bamba at the last minute. Can it save him though? He's still fairly low. He's got the BKB trying to run himself out. Yapzor is going to be kept alive here by the Shadow Grave. Nico is stealing a lot of damage here from Sing Sing. So Sing Sing a little bit useless in this fight now. Hasn't got the right click. He's still going to jump in though. Gets the clap onto EGM. Trying to do it, but he just hasn't got the damage. They've already lost Yapzor here on the Shaker, but now Arise with the BKB turning up. Looking for Nico. Kabab hiding in the sidelines. Will take down the Dazzle as well. They decided 4 Clovers. Snowball across, but the blink out's there. Bambo gets the crush onto Rise. This may be 4 Clovers regaining the grip that they lost on this fight. Bambo backs himself off. He may look to come back in. Arise looking for the TP out, but Bambo, he knows it. The Amplifier was out. He had the vision. And he will be able to get the Shadow Fiend. Bottom lane. Amplifier still on Sing Sing. How good's your arrows, Pycat? How good are your arrows? Nice. It was nice attempt, but didn't quite have the range. But nonetheless, 4 Clovers coming back at the side of MFF to show them that they still do have the momentum and the fight to take a favorable fight.
They had the buyback on the Marana, though. If the Marana didn't buyback and use Moonlight Shadow there, Nico would have also died. And then the fight definitely would have favored MFF in that case. So they expend a little bit of money on their core to make sure that they can win an engagement. I think they needed to, though. You can't just continually give MFF fights after they've equalized the game. And it looks like Yapzor, no Echo for 45. Demon's gonna casually eat an arrow to the face. This could actually just be Rax. There is a glyph. But they got 20 seconds to buy unless they want to buy back on Arise.
Let's have a look, see what MFF span it. They're gonna let the ranged go. Sing Sing, he wants to fight. Jump straight in, pulls the BKB, but Nico gets up the static link. Sing Sing's got to disengage and he will. 4 Clovers. Moving back in. Put the melee racks now as well in the mid lane. Jimmy hasn't got the split. And 4 Clovers looks like they're going to be a little bit scared now that Arise is back.
Well, they got their range racks. It's a small thing, but it's still better than nothing. Especially when you commit that buyback on Marana, you need to try to make it count in some way. They could go for the fake back, though. They are kind of all still sticking together as 5. They don't have a smoke yet on the side of 4CL, but MFF just bought one.
They have got the Moonlight Shadow if they want to use it aggressively.
Yeah, they can do that as well. All right, here we go.
And they are, yeah. And it's going to be straight into Arise. MFF are smoked up behind him, though. And Bambo gets in that 3-man crush. It's beautiful. Pops the BKB as well. Arrow cross is going to catch Yapzor here. He's going to be essentially out of this fight. The Shadow Grave is there. EGM's gets off the Fiend Script onto Arise, but he gets cancelled straight away here. And now with the Primal Split Illusions, they're trying to turn this one, but they've already lost Yapzor. The damage from Nikra destroying Sing Sing. Pycat will move forward with it. Leap finds himself a kill onto the Ursa. And now 2 heroes down on MFF, neither with buyback. They'll in fact not quite kill Jimmy here through the ultimate, but they should be able to kill him nonetheless after it. There's a Shallow Grave, Snowball forth. They're looking for more as well as just the Brew. The Nightmare to hold Demon back, get themselves the kill, and now they look for Kabap here. Kabap forced back to base there with Arise. There'll be a buyback from Jimmy. Of course, he doesn't have a split here for the second time around. Greaves have been now picked up by Saxa. And there's your fortification from MFF. 4 Clovers staying strong here on the top lane. Looking to find the tier 3, and of course, off the back of it, a set of racks. That's what they can do. EGM just moving forward. See if anyone in MFF dares to come close enough. He'll just pop the Nightmare, set something up for the rest of the side, and they will be able to find at least the melee racks here on the top lane. Now they rotate towards the mid. See if they can finish those off. Arise moving in very aggressively, goes for the little blink back. Forced off away, EGM. Arise, seeing if he can chase it, and again, 4 Clovers just playing it a bit more careful now. As Pycat was able to finish off the range racks top. That's your BKB done now, Marana. So 4 Clovers certainly regaining the grip. I mean, if we have a look at the overall graphs, it's got a kind of a leveled off back, I imagine.
Yeah, it goes
and it's
back
starting
down
to tail back down. So it was a big turnaround, especially for that to happen at 20 minutes. But 4 Clovers are certainly resurrecting the mistakes that they made around that 25-minute mark.
The BKBs coming online for 4CL are a huge deal. No, you don't have to worry about the mischance anymore from the Brewmaster. You're not going to get thrown up in the air. You don't have to worry about the Shaker as much. You kind of just go in, you pop your BKBs, you get your kills, and then you go along your merry way as 4CL. Bambo is going to get the Aegis here. AC done and 800 gold, give or take. And when that happens, it's going to be real damn hard to kill anyone. That Vlad's purchase on Pycat, it's going to come to fruition. The I buy Vlad's at like 20 minutes in to try to end, transition into still have it at 40 minutes, still have it won. But they are in a much better position now. SF, though, finishes Butterfly. I mean, it is still pretty hard to kill Arise. It's just a matter of, like, your split needs to ensure that you've won the fight by the time it ends. If it hasn't, then I think 4CL are still looking to be okay.
Okay.
If they can get like a nice Blink Echo into Blink Requiem, I think that's enough to like also win a fight. But that's a bit harder to do, because oftentimes 4CL either initiate with a Smoke or Moonlight Shadow, and unless you have an Observer Ward and a Sentry down to be able to scout during nighttime, you're going to have a really hard time finding those openings if you're MFF, especially when you got top is completely dead, and the Ranger Axe is also missing middle lane.
And there's now, of course, the Shiva's Guard here on Equus, so someone else to just help with the high ground advance when 4 Clovers come in with it.
Yeah, he's got that cheese too.
And Blink on Sax's Tusk. Someone else. And there's your AC, as you were saying, just being finished off. Jimmy. Classic Jimmy.
I'm actually amazed that he was able to do as much as he did in this game, given his start. Like, the first 2 splits did nothing. He lost his lane, and then he manages to transition into helping his team 5-man wipe a team who was 15k ahead in net worth and experience 2 times in a row. Like that, in some way, that's a Jimmy play, right? Like, that's classic Jimmy. Feed lane, dominate mid-game somehow when you're behind as Brew. And then you give the lead back to the other team, I guess.
Let's see what happens there. Fisher comes out. They're ready to start and push up to the high ground. Illusion from Slaughter. Just breaking the base, getting some vision out. The Weave's going to come out first here from Kabat. Starting to sank up MFF. Bambo with the blink forward, but Rise there with the blink back. Sing Sing now looking for the turnaround. Trying to fight this demon. Goes in. The Moonlight Shadow comes out. The BKBs as well here. They've got the static link onto Sing Sing. Nico trying to chase it down, steal as much damage as he can. And now Bambo looking to take down the split. So the splits are dead.
They just punched it to death.
80 seconds on the clock for Jimmy to be on the sidelines, and Arrow flies through. Is it going to connect to anyone? But they found the tier 3. And looks like 4 Clovers. This time they mean business. Bambo jumps forward here with a crush. Sing Sing trying to turn it around. Arise, he's got a fair bit of punch here with the butterfly, but the AC doing work here for the side of 4 Clovers. Negating and minimalizing a lot of the damage. Arise still trying to fight though. And Sing Sing comes in as well. Nico gets off the static link onto Arise. There's the Fiend script from EGM holding the Shadow Fiend in place. Snowball from Saxy. He's looking to deal with Yaps on the back lines. The Fisher comes out. Arise getting low, but Kabap gets the Shallow Grave off in time. Bama now with a crush. Pycat jumping forward here with his own BKB, and they'll take down Arise. Arise is gone. Sing Sing looking for Nico, but Nico eats the cheese, and now Bambo's there with the crush onto Sing. The amplifier as well. The physical damage is too much, and GG's called by Sing. And the game,
Well then.
It was a bit of a swing. But it does get swung back.
A bit of a swing.
A lot of a
20k
swing.
and 7 minutes of experience. That was ridiculous, actually. Well, MFF ended up putting some interesting fights on the board, I suppose.
They did, and I mean, as you said, the fact that they were able to take those fights against a team that were that far ahead in terms of value at 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it was impressive to turn it.
It shows the strength of the Brew, especially.
Through.
Yeah, the Brew and the Shadow Fiend were the big ones in the team fights who ended up letting him win, because you have the damage reduction from Requiem. You have the control of the Brew. Between those 2 things, it's very hard to actually focus one person down and kill them. And in that time, you still have Ursa, you still have Earthshaker who can potentially line up like a good fissure into an Echo Slam. So your damage was there. It's just that at the end of the game, the heroes become so tanky, like Slardar and Razor especially, that you saw what happened to the split. They literally just hit it.
They just hit it.
And the fissure blocked Jimmy out of the base.
Poor old Jimmy.
So they're just like, yeah, we're leaving you to dry. You're done. And despite MFF's best efforts, 4CL take game 1.
I think that was pretty much the kind of game that you'd expect from these 2 teams. A bit of fun, a bit of clowniness.
It was clowny.
And a bit of swings and a few throws kind of thrown in there as well from the sides. But obviously, 4 Clovers, they took the early victory. They did kind of throw it away, but then they did regain it and said, no.
They were just playing a game of catch, you know?
Yeah, they just want to have a little bit of fun, give Sing Sing a bit of a chance. But we'll see if in game 2, obviously Sing and the boys are able to turn around potentially a lead that 4 Clovers get, but this time follow through and see if they can equalize the series. But as it stands, 1-0 for the side of 4C&L. And myself and Andy will be back very shortly, but we're going to send you off to a short ad break and then over to the panel. And game 2 will be right around the corner.
Monkey
didn't.
Freedom
They
Fighters, they didn't yet, but they came very close.
They really could have won.
They could have
Yes.
won.
Yeah.
But would they have won because of what they did, or would they have won because of what Four Clovers did?
A
Are
bit
you
of
asking
both.
who threw harder?
Who threw harder?
I mean,
here?
for someone to through and you to capitalize on it, you have to do the right thing as well. So
Yes.
it's a bit of both. Like, they capitalized on their mistakes and they gave too many mistakes. So
Okay, so for the longest time, the Shadow Fiend saved like 1,500 gold.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he's most likely gonna get the mech, and then he went Blink, and Blink was kind of the YOLO choice there, right?
yeah,
Because mech would have gave you a much safer team fight, but the safer team fight wasn't gonna cut it. Like they had to YOLO it, and that Blink and that one long chase where they had the 7k goal swing,
Yeah.
that was a necessary item for them to
It's
come
the
back.
same when the Ursa didn't need to get Vlad's because he actually bought Vlad's, and then Demon was like, "Yo, dude,
I have Vlad's."
I got Vlad's." So he sold that and then bought a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
And this is just as they're about to push the base. So, these,
No, I think he got the Vlads after that team fight.
You sure?
Yeah, in that fight he was
But they had
building
him
towards
for the
Vlads.
chase.
Did they? I thought
he
they
had a
like
blink for a chase. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he had like Ring of Aquila or some
Yeah.
Is
small items.
this a specific team fight you're talking about that perhaps is...
I mean,
will
that
be-
was the team fight.
That was the team fight.
Yeah.
Then I think it is time for a Luminous analysis.
Okay, so the key thing for me for this team fight is that Mirana bought a Vlad's right before this, thinking that they were going to win the game. And to be fair, they had a huge advantage. They were going to win the game. So there's not much analysis going on. I'm more curious of how it went wrong. So
Yeah.
let's look in the replay from the side of 4CL and see how exactly it went wrong.
So
Right.
far, so good. Pushing high ground,
Well-
you know, but they're all very clumped up. Just going to point that out. There is an Earthshaker in the game.
For me, it's when Sexy Bambo initiated for them with the Amp and the Crush, they won. You know, but when he's the frontliner because of the items he built.
Yeah, if they initiate on him, it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and
sick
the
remaster.
heal-
I think
right?
there was a heal bomb on it.
There was a heal,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then they snowball on top of that.
So
And
they all could have ran away. I mean, maybe they could have left
Yeah,
the Razor.
they could have left the Razor, but they could have...
the Fisher again.
They feel like
Okay.
they can win the team fight, but
I think they underestimated how little Ursa cares about the static
yeah,
link.
and they feel kind of restless. Like they want to finish this game. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, come on, guys. I don't know.
This is a
They're like the
typical story
Vlads,
you would see
They're-
at a
see,
pub.
here's the thing: they are still fighting 5v3. Like,
There's
they
the
could-
Echo Slam.
That was a walk-in Echo Slam.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So I guess that was part of the throw
And
that
Mirana
we...
could have leaped away here, could have
Yeah.
ran. Fiend's Grip is still going on, but
And now they're like, oh shit, we need to get out of here.
yeah, we're the last alive.
And the Mirana is the key kill because she had a Beyond Godlike streak at that point.
yeah, and hadn't
that's-
died yet, right? That was the first time she died.
Yep.
That team fight was a lot down to Yapsor though, and his Fishers and his walk-in Echo
Yeah.
Slam and all of that. Like,
Yeah.
amazing control.
And I think in the last fight that they have, it was also and when they actually push high ground and win the game, it was the Upsor that actually ended up being controlled from the get-go.
Yeah.
And well, partly them.
Yeah,
winning
they
the fight
jumped him
because
and
of
he
that.
died like almost instantly.
Yeah.
And he graved him and he still died. So
One of the more important things. So it was a bit of throw action
That
here.
was an exciting game to watch.
It was a
It was-
very exciting game to watch. We
Yeah.
had also some of the classic Jimmy plays, of course, with the Brewmaster escape from the Roche
with the
pit.
missing.
With the
Yeah.
missing and jumping out, blinking out.
I think the Vlad and Mirana was very interesting because it was very all in. Like
Yeah.
he went Maelstrom fine. That was a good build up. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, Mjolnir from this is great, but it's like, oh, guys, we need to finish the game now. Or like Vlad's,
Like
I don't know.
almost panic.
Yeah, kind of panicky feeling. I don't know. Or like,
Well, not panic, but more like, okay, we have such a big
Yeah,
lead.
it's
Let's
like we
get
can
a
be
Vlad.
more-
It's not the stable item, but we
Yeah.
can finish the game.
yeah, exactly.
And then she even got a BKB afterwards. It's
Yeah.
like, we need to finish now.
Yeah.
There
We
is
did.
actually another clip, I believe.
Oh, there is.
There is. Let's go into the other clip.
Is this a Jimmy clip? What is this? So far, it looks like the same clip.
Yeah.
No, I think it happened.
it's
This is the
it's the
push that
one
happened after.
Yeah, yeah, and that's when
Because
he
they
had the
won
blink.
2 team fights in a row. That was the throw it of all.
Oh my
of it all.
god.
He kind of used everything on the Ursa with the ulti on, so it takes no damage.
And again,
That was a good nightmare.
Disables.
And then he just runs,
Bambo
yeah?
barely gets out. He gets Fishered, I think.
I think it's just right clicked.
Oh yeah.
He got boulder bashed.
bouldered.
And Mirana
back.
leaps in.
Playcat
Yeah,
leaps
he's
I
in.
wonder
what's
if
up?
he angled it wrong.
It almost
Maybe.
has to be, right? There's no way.
Yeah, probably.
There's no way that he did that intentionally. Bane was sticking around for a bit, but this is just the rest trying to get out. Razor is still
Look at the chase.
very close. Razor
And you
has,
know, Tusk bought
Urshick has
back.
another Fisher as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Tusk died first. He bought back. He's coming. He's running out, and he wants to die again, basically.
Well, he wanted to save his teammate.
He wants to save Nico, but
By the time he decides to
he didn't
run
even
again,
use the
it's already
mecha,
too late.
man. Come on, dude.
The funniest thing is that throughout all this chase, the tier 1 mid is still alive.
Yeah.
for 4C&L.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just 5 Radiant heroes running past towers.
And
going for kills.
it's the not even getting the team wipe is important, but after that, they get those towers after that as well, so they
Yeah.
get an even bigger gold increase as well. So for the next game, Monkey Freedom Fighters, they had the right idea after 4 Clovers threw a bit in their direction. How are they going to secure this victory? How are they going to make this a 1-1? Can they make this a 1-1? Do you believe?
I think the draft was kind of... It was okay, except for the
Was it
Ursa.
the draft though? That game was everywhere.
Yeah, of course, it was
Yeah.
back and forth, but I think the draft was alright, except for the Ursa.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see why Ursa.
That's true.
Could pick whatever you want, basically, but it's like, Ursa, why?
Well, the Ursa was a big problem where, like, the early game, the Brewmaster would blink, and then he splits. And then you need some damage. And your Ursa doesn't have a blink yet, so you had to, like, walk in to do the damage.
Yeah, but we talked about, like, he's easily kited, like the Ursa, because they had
also-
Tusk and...
They
whatever.
didn't prioritize his farm at all. Like
No.
when we looked at the net worth, he was like second
From the bottom.
Yeah, they got kind
I
of
was
wrecked by
hyping up
the they
there.
got kind of wrecked by the Mirana Bane.
Well, last time we had 4 Clovers getting Tusk. This time, Monkey Freedom Fighters manages to secure it. We are actually in the draft of the second game between Monkey Freedom Fighters and 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun. Again, 4 Clovers on the dire side, and they secure the Slardar again. With this time the Dazzle. And basically they switched to Dazzle and the Tusk. The rest of the draft is about the same. It's actually exactly the same, including bans of the first phase bans, that is, because they did switch it up in the second phase.
Okay.
What's your thoughts so far? If you see this, they swept it around. They have the Tusk for Monkey Freedom Fighters.
I think in general, Tusk is just probably the best hero in the game.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We saw
that,
that, like, random fight at the top river where Tusk...
I mean, you were just like, you do not fight Tusk in this tight area. Like in small tight areas, like you just don't fight Tusk. You know, the shards just give too much control.
I like both openings here, but I would favor the Dazzle one.
10 seconds
To be honest, I think Tusk is a bit overrated. Like,
Really?
he has to be up front. Sure, shards is great and all, but tad overrated in my opinion. Like Dazzle with the weave in this case is gonna be huge.
True.
And it's just more open than a Tusk. Tusk is kind of limited to what you can do.
And unlike previous time, by the way, 4 Clovers leaves the Ember Spirit in the game. Now, we haven't seen an Ember Spirit this week yet, I think, played. Maybe once. But if any team is going to pick it, it's going to be Monkey Freedom Fighters for Sing Sing, right? Do you feel like it would fit? Do you feel like 4 Clovers might be baiting it out?
I think it definitely fits the playstyle, like judging from what we saw last game.
Yeah.
Ember would have been perfect. At the same time, I feel like Slaughter is one of the better heroes against Ember. Because if you do get a crush on him and there's an amp to follow through,
With
Ember's
the
dying.
heal as well.
Yeah, for sure.
You just completely ignore his shield and just use physical damage to
So I think it's a fairly risky pick in that regards, but a good one for Sting.
If you have something that can save him, like Dazzle or Shadow Demon, Tusk Snowball even, anything that can just bring him out to the stun and make him jump out.
Are you guys?
He's pretty okay with that.
Are you guys surprised to see the lack of Shadow Demon, especially against a hero like Slaughter? I mean,
For the
Demonic
Purge to slow it down?
You have the...
I think it's very good with Dazzle as well. And no one seems to favor it at
If
all.
you don't actually get anything off early game though, the heroes are kind of like
But you can have like 3 pretty greedy cores, since you have 2 defensive supports.
That's true.
Okay, so Witch Doctor and the Wind Ranger that you guys were mentioning last game, but I really like Shards plus Cask. You're just kind of stuck there for a long while, and then there's a Death Ward to follow through as well.
That's true. Just a bit of control to keep them in the range.
At the same point, 4 Clovers have amplified damage and
weave.
and Windrunner ulti.
Windrunner ulti, just so much physical damage.
People just melt. It's insane.
And it's a lot of lockdown as well with the shackle.
Hmm.
You can completely ignore the Witch Doctor ulti as well as Windrunner. If you...
Yep.
Yeah, so for Monkey Freedom Fighters so far, they've got some control. They've got the team fight.
They've only
combo.
physical damage though.
And how are they gonna lane the Tusk? Is it gonna be a support or a core. in
This seems
one.
like
What do you
Yapsor's
expect?
hero for me.
Yapsor's hero? Yeah.
Yeah, because he's kind of one of the guys that just likes, you know, making the plays,
Yeah.
likes running around, kind of doing silly things. and-
Also, by the way, good to point out, there's not a lot of teams that ban out rather Night Stalker in the first phase.
Yeah.
But against Monkey Freedom Fighters, that is Yapsor's hero. That is the reason why you see Night Stalker banned out in the first phase.
just so much
still.
respect for him.
A lot of respect for him. So his Tusk is also a sight to see.
I think he needs some magical damage of some form. Like, need to mix it up a bit.
Like a Lina? Safe lane Lina?
Not really a Sing hero though. Magical damage maybe from the Searing Change from an Ember or from an Epicenter.
Offlane Sanking, this is Jimmy things.
This
I'm
is
ready.
a Jimmy thing. Yes, it is.
True.
That's some magic damage. That's quite a bit of magic
Yeah,
damage.
it's
in fact.
difficult to pull off though, offlane sinking, I feel. You know, if they have early vision and good lane control.
Isn't it gonna be like a dual lane, do you think?
What, Witch Doctor sinking or Tusk
Or
sinking?
Sanking, Tusk, I don't know.
Yeah, that can work. It's a lot of aggression if they do it well.
But if it's a slaughter, just 2 melee series gonna get crushed.
10
Caustic
seconds
Finale.
remaining.
Yeah, boy.
So can MFF pick something real
5
greedy, like
seconds
let's say
remaining.
anti-mage, for example? So then you put 4 Clover in a position. It's like, okay, if you try to shut down our anti-mage with the offensive tri-lane, our Sanking gets a 1v1. He likes that. If you don't care about our greedy carry, then Sanking is gonna have a harder time, but our carry is gonna farm away.
I feel Windrunner and Slider are both pretty good against anti-mage.
Yeah.
Like, they have a lot of lockdown,
Yeah.
like high amounts
Shackle
of
is very
physical.
good.
No,
isn't
I'm
it?
just throwing anti-mage as a
Oh, you mean like a...
insert greedy hero, but it could
Okay.
be another greedy hero, not anti-mage, you know.
Mm.
You feel like Ember is no longer a good option for Monkey Freedom Fighters then?
I think he dies to too many, like
Yeah.
a random shackle you die, a random
Shackle
crush
and
you
5
die.
damage dead.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban.
Queen of Pain. Maybe something like a Phantom Lancer.
Maybe something like a Kunkka?
Falling off of-
That-
yeah,
that
Kunkka.
should
Yeah,
sail.
now we're
it's not-
talking.
nobody
Now we're
has said it
talking.
yet this draft, so I figured, you know, throw out the
seconds remaining.
obvious.
Then why not? It's like his
You know,
favorite
if they win
skill.
this game, we have a chance to ask them
remaining.
why not.
Why never Kunkka, man? They don't have
Reserve
great setup
time.
for Kunkka, except for...
You've got yourself a snowball,
Snowball
and you got
shards.
yourself a Blink Burrow Strike, perhaps, as well.
Dire team
True.
ban.
Do they ban the silencer? They must be picking Kunkka. Let's
Because
go.
of Silencer?
And there's the Ember
I mean,
removed as well
global
still.
mess up your combo,
Radiant
right?
team pick.
True.
Yeah, the Silencer is, of course, very good against Ember, and Ember...
No, I
did
think
get
the
banned out
silencer
because of-
ban is to protect the Sanking. Let's be real. But one could dream and hope.
Well, we're soon going to find out. They still have a bit of bonus time left as well, so they're in no rush.
They still need their core, their farming hero.
Sing Sing Hero.
Could be Kunkka. Slog.
You know, Kunkka would be so good
I
against
think-
Sonic Wave.
I think Kunkka
Yeah.
could be
Yeah.
a real good option here.
Like,
You
it's
mentioned
good.
Kunkka,
They
yeah,
have
guys.
a pretty good
Seconds
pushing lineup. Like, they can push with Shadowfiend and then jump them with Sanking and Kunkka.
They need control.
Reserve
Their heroes
time.
are very, very mobile. Like Windrunner, Queen of Pain, Slider. They all run very quick or blink away.
Kunkka.
Which
X.
other core has control?
X.
That is a Sing Sing Hero.
Slog is pretty good.
Bring back the Faceless Void.
I mean, we saw him play
Yeah,
Mirana 2
actually,
days
oh.
ago, but it is going to be
Yeah.
a PL.
Dire team
So if Sanking burrows behind the Wind Ranger and
Yes.
channels Epicenter, does she have enough time to turn around to Shackle
No.
to cancel the channel?
No. No, she doesn't.
Are we positive?
I'm like 90% sure.
All right.
Like most heroes don't, but I don't know if Windrunner has a faster turn time than everyone
No, I
else.
don't think so.
I don't, yeah.
She has a great cast animation, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's true.
Yeah. So what do you think now that Monkey Freedom
10
Fighters has their full
seconds
lineup? Is
remaining.
PL the right choice?
It may work. It's like...
5
It comes down to
seconds
execution for Sing Sing. He needs to dodge some crucial spells with the Doppelwalk.
Reserve
He can
time.
remove the amplify damage from Slider.
Yeah. That's
He
Very
can
important.
dodge the Crush, he can dodge the Sonic Wave, he can dodge...
The weird
Shackles?
shackle. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot
it
of
can
stuff
work.
to dodge.
It's like, it's kind of what you prefer to play.
Does it fit in their playstyle, you think?
I know he's played a lot of Phantom Lancer,
Mm-hmm.
especially when he was kind of new to the meta. He was kind of the... I remember him as the guy who invented the PL, kind of. Played a lot.
Sing Sing?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was buying Vlads and they weren't losing
Exactly.
any games
yeah,
ever.
exactly. He was playing all the time. I was
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
So hopefully for them they can get some points on the board here with this
Okay, so they
game.
need a way to deal with PL. I guess the two main ways are to control.
Shaker is pretty good.
To control them and like blow them up with that,
AoE.
or like some sort of silence, or like Beastmaster could work, that kind of stuff as well. You know, have vision and then just lock them down.
It's mostly logical if they're going for a core, right? With having Wind Ranger as a core, Quap and Slardar, and then having a support.
I think Shaker is the best, to be honest.
You know, it'd be good.
5 seconds
Warlock.
remaining.
Kunkka?
Kunkka would also be good. I agree. Kunkka's the best.
It will be a
Bounty
bounty
hunter.
hunter.
So they can kind of just follow them around, figure out which one's real, and then.
Yeah, and just gank him, kill him, because they
I
have a
think
lot of
it's-
gank ability. Blink daggers on. There will be blink dagger on the Slardar, blink dagger Wind Ranger, blink on the Quap. Mobility is there.
don't
Team
know.
fight not really there, but pick off, yes. Who do you favor? Gotta pick one.
I think I'm gonna go with MFF in this game. I think. I don't. I guess if they lane the Sand King, you know, it's not too bad. But if they jungle it, the Bounty Hunter is gonna cause them a lot of trouble. So.
Okay, Lumi.
I think the Bounty Hunter, if play well, will put a ton of pressure on the Sand King and SF. So the laning situation should be very good for 4C&L. I'm going to go with 4C&L.
8 Mother.
I think I favor MFF here. I think the Bounty Hunter was kind of
Weird.
not so good. I don't see... If they had, for example, picked the Earthshaker, I would have gone with them, for sure.
Well, split opinions here on the couch. We're gonna find out what our casters think about this one. It is time for Monkey Freedom Fighters versus 4 Clovers and Leprechaun. Game 2 with Odie, Pixel, and Draskell.
Yeah, we know I am, you know he is. Let's get ourselves into the game. The game's begun. Monkey Freedom Fighters versus 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun has begun. And Andy, as Shiva has requested, let her know what you think about the drafts.
I actually agree with the couch in terms of their overview on the game. Like the laning phase for 4C&L, I could see going extremely well for them. And then if MFF have an okay laning phase stable, there's kind of a lack of control for the PL during the late game. I mean, you're looking at a Shackle, maybe an Orchid coming out from Pycat at some point, and then a Crush. So if you don't land those spells, the PL can very easily take over the fight, and that's not even considering the BKB Shadow Fiends. So 4C&L, can they thrive on the momentum that their lineup is supposed to?
I think the PL, as you said, the fact that I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that the stats, at least recently in this patch, they're not great for PL. PL has not been having a great time in this patch. Sing Sing, obviously in the past, one of the players that's really shown us how it's done. The question is if he's going to be able to continue to do it in a changing meta mid lane. Yeah, the Tangos, moving the sentries there. As both will be taken down by the respective sides. And we'll see how much EGM can achieve on this bounty hunter bottom lane. Bit of a ruckus kicking off as well on top lane, in fact. Nequid just running away from Yapzor and the guys. So, lane-wise, in your eyes, who's coming out on top? Who's happier with the situation here?
Well, Arise is definitely going to have a real crap time. No question about that. He was only given 1 sentry, so with EGM, obviously starting with 2, has those tangos. Arise can no longer contest the wave anymore. They're going to have somebody stack for him. He might even have to do it himself, because if one of the supports leaves bottom, then you have to look at this Dazzle and Sardar lane. They'd be able to shut down Sing completely. So I think, in a way, 4C&L are probably happy with this. It's going to come down to what Demon can accomplish with his farm top lane, because they did opt to go dual off with the Tusk and the Sand King together. If he can get a quick blink timing, get some eppies and team fights, I think it'll be worth it. But otherwise, it's going to be a little bit rough for MFF in the early game.
Okay, and we saw that as well, EGM. Just looking for the ret round. So, pop down the ward in the mid lane, and we're seeing if maybe a courier snipe could have been happening. But Arise plays it safe, backed up. Made sure the courier was always going to be safe and not in harm's way at this bounty hunter top lane. Yapzor moving in here with Nequid. Trading the hits. He's got level 2 as well. Pop down the shards. Continue with the control. He's got a snowball here as well, but it's not going to be quite enough on his own to totally deal with the Wind Ranger. And Nequid just turning around, forcing him back. And EGM still just making the trip around the jungle. He got a Rise. He's actually going to end up walking into EGM here. And, well, with this damage, Rise is going to get fairly low here, and they should be able to find it, and they do. First blood there for Pycat with some nice bounty action from EGM.
Man, this Queen of Pain is already rich. He just bought Bottle, already up to almost 400 gold. He should have his boots by the time Arise even makes his way back into the lane. So mid, at this point, especially with the ward behind the tower, mega loss. Like, you got to have somebody come over here. Looks like Yapzor is going to be the choice from MFF. They can't afford to abandon Sing. It'll be one more hero they can use to potentially stack for him, and they're going to give him another sentry on top of it. And this is necessary. Like, without the sentry, Bounty Hunter just makes laning as SF versus Queen impossible.
And bottom lane, there's going to be a crush onto Sing Sing, just trying to move forward here. Bambo, it's going to be the doppelganger. Sing Sing moves himself back. But I think, as you said, they really need to do something about the Quap, especially because it is PyCat playing it, and Queen of Pain is one of the heroes that PyCat's known for.
He's very good at playing lane bullies, like Queen of Pain, Viper, stuff like that. Sniper even, too. I know he's one of the few people who actually like playing that hero, but he's very good on the ones who have to really push their laning advantage, so glad to see him on something like that for this game when it comes to 4C&L.
Well, this time Yapza is there. They'll be able to get themselves once again the D-Ward top lane. Look at this Demon. He's found Nikwa here, trapped up in the trees. And Nikwa is going to boom around and rope that sandstorm. Yeah, you're dead, son. And MFF find themselves a kill on the board there with Demon with a bit of fancy footwork.
Classic Jimmy somehow killing a Wind Ranger 1v1 as Sand King. How is it that his lanes always go in like the most ridiculous fashion ever? First game, he dies solo to his Slardar as Brewmaster. Second game, he solo kills a Wind Ranger as Sand King. Nobody else has lanes like this but him.
Bottom lane, they might be able to find Bambo here. They've got the crush from the Bambo in time. They do still have a shards here, and they'll throw it out. Doesn't quite trap Bambo, though. He'll be able to get himself out, and Saxa will walk this one off as well. So, unfortunately for Monkey Freedom Fighters, not able to find themselves the kill that they were looking for down bottom. But yeah, the fact that Jimmy, he's not having a bad time at all on this top lane.
Yeah, the big thing is, he's already got to his Tranquils. Yeah, well, the Shackle's there, but it doesn't really much matter. I don't think Nico has the damage to kill. He is 5. Could put another point in a power shot. But Jimmy with Tranquils and almost level 5 to his name. Like I mentioned, the blink timing for him is going to be key. If he can get it early, he can make use of an epicenter, start getting some space for the Arise, Shadow Fiend, and Sing PL. Could be big.
Bottom lane, EGM is there as well. Getting some hits onto Gabat. Forcing back the Witch Doctor. There's yeah, very close across the lanes at the moment. They're 1-1 in the farm, just overall favouring 4 Clovers. Still the biggest difference being that mid lane. 27 for 11 on your Quap compared to the 18 for 1 on Arise's SF. Certainly is the glaring issue at the moment for Monkey Freedom Fighters 5 minutes in.
That also means that with the Invis rune, PyCat can easily transition to any lane and look for kills. Like PL will die, any of the supports will die. There's not really much they can do. It just depends on if they want to go for the YOLO play. As he does pop his Invis rune, he blinked across the river, so there was no vision in the vicinity, and he can still see Arise.
He wants to get the Shadow Fiend kill. And with the Sonic Wave, he's got a good shot.
Oh, he might get the Courier if he's putting the bottle on it? No, he's not. Okay. That was actually his bottle being delivered. Holy crap. Okay, never mind. That was the first bottle that... Or first time he's had bottle.
He's trying to get the perfect angle. Eels also got EGM coming in as well. Arise, he's hiding in the trees. PyCat hasn't quite got vision, but the pings are coming out. He's aware that Arise is hiding here, and Arise will now come out to the wave. PyCat, is he going to go for it?
They can't do this. Like, they can't dive him like this. They need him to go to the creep wave and even farther, honestly, because they don't have any disables. EGM's only level 2, so he doesn't even have Shuri Toss yet.
Things have settled down at the moment between the teams. 1-1 still. PyCat unable to find that kill with the Invis. And we'll see. I mean, in terms of game plan, going late, I guess you got to favour MFF every time with their lineup with the PL core.
Yeah, to a certain extent. I kind of agree with that. I think there's enough damage, though, like physical damage on 4C&L to deal with the Shadow Fiend and the PL. It's just a matter of, can you find the real PL? That's going to be the issue for 4C&L.
EGM coming in again with PyCat. They really want to try and find Arise here. Arise is playing very carefully, but now they've found him and they've got a Sonic Wave. He hasn't quite got the mana, in fact, so PyCat may have made a bit of a mistake. He's got the mana now, and he's not even going to need to use it. Just gets the right clicks in. He'll TP himself straight out, just in case any kind of reaction was coming through, and just by the skin of his teeth getting that kill and getting away with it as well.
You know, honestly, he was playing so conservatively, and he even pinged out the ward. Like, he realized as soon as he got blinked.
Bottom lane, Sing Sing trying to go on to Bambo here. It's going to be hard though, because Saxa's there backing up the Slardar. They themselves need to be careful, especially the fact that PyCat, he's still got that Sonic Wave and he's making the move down to the bottom lane. Sing Sing getting incredibly low. Not the doppelganger to back off, but PyCat He's really going to want to try and find this with a Sonic Wave. PyCat's getting closer and closer. Sing Sing and Kabam need to be careful. PyCat is there, and Sing Sing, he's got to be careful. That fight comes in. There we go, blink forward. PyCat, Sonic Wave, it's actually not going to hit Sing Sing, doesn't matter. Will find the kill with the dagger. Puts himself on a killing spree. So even though the Sonic Wave is kind of whiffed, they get the kill that they were looking after nonetheless. And top lane, well, Jimmy. That was not an epic enter.
It looks like a couple of ultimates were put on cooldown for unknown reasons. No, nothing to see here, boys. Just keep playing Dota 2. But I guess it's fortunate that PyCat didn't need his ulti to actually get that kill, or it would have been really, really bad for 4C&L if they didn't end up taking out the PL in that situation. However, early game, still kind of even, all things considered. Just waiting for the Bounty Hunter to get his level 6. He is 4 at the 8-minute mark. And the Sand King is looking to be a bit under halfway to blink. He did opt to go for the Soul Ring after Tranks. Kind of a standard leaning Sand King build, I suppose, if you want to call it that.
EGM is going to spot out a Rise. Just getting the intel, checking on the progress here of the Shadow Fiend. There's a double damage as well on PyCat. He's still looking to farm around the mid lane. Snowball across. He's going to connect onto Bambo. Sax is there with the heal. He's going to need to pop out a Grave as well if he wants to save them. But the bounces with the cast here causing some issues. He still gets the Grave off, and Bambo looks like he'll be safe for the time being. Sing Sing trying to get himself in sync if he can find the vision for the Lance. He's going to doppelganger forward, breaking the trees, and there's your Lance. Gets the kill onto Bambo, but now PyCat's turned up, looking for return aggression, and he'll get it. He takes down Sing. The cask doesn't bounce favorably here for the side of MFF as it goes across towards the creeps, and PyCat maybe seeing if he can move forward for more. Still has that DD. He's going to have to blink up here in 3 seconds. Kabap and Yapsel are the ones on the retreat, and yeah, PyCat's just going to have to let those go. Can't quite chase them down. So a 1-for-1 trade there. But of course, the painful point being that MFF do lose Sing on the PL.
I don't even think it was worth it to chase that. Like, okay, top
Jimmy.
lane. Nah, he's not going to get in this time. Okay. Right. Sandstorm damage, not quite enough. But I don't know how he's like winning this lane so hard. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
He's 46 for 2 against the 40 for 7. You're right. He's having a great time on the SK.
I mean, I guess they did do a lane transition, which loses the Wind Ranger a bit of time, and Jimmy solo killed him. So if that happens, I suppose you can just snowball the lane from there.
Oh, Sentry, nicely done here. Oh, jeez, just 4 HP. 4 HP here on AGM. He's lucky to get himself out of that one. And
yeah,
he will.
That's rather unfortunate. They commit 2 sentries for that too.
AGM. Oh, EGM, what? What are you doing to me?
Why would he walk into him?
Oh, okay.
So he like mind gamed himself. He figured that if he picked up the invis and Arise knew he was there, that he would imagine he would run directly away. So he runs into the Shadow Fiend, assuming he would use a mid or long range raise. I mean, I guess I get that. If he's on the other side of the river, it probably works, but...
But if he kept running, he would have been fine.
I know, but that's the mind game. You're trying to outthink a little bit too much in that situation about where you would be.
All right. Bambo having a bit of a pirouette here on the side. Draws away the creeps. And it's 4-4 still at his top lane. Oh, sorry, bottom lane. Saxa. I mean, Spirit Lance here. Yep, so with the shards as well. It's going to be off point. EGM is there. Saxa is going to get Dover point. He's going to look for the TP out, but the snowball's there to cancel it. And Sing Sing. Take himself the kill on Dazzle mid lane. PyCat moved him with the Sonic Wave. Found himself the kill onto the Shadow Fiend. Demon moving forward with the Sandstorm. Gets PyCat. Bambo trying to get himself out at the same time. Sing Sing getting himself a double kill. Finished off EGM there as well on the Bounty Hunter. Bambo throws down the Amplify. And that is your Blink Dagger gold now complete on Demon. As he is going to have that coming out to himself on the Sand King.
He's going to be the one you're looking to on the side of MFF to make the plays. Like, 8mother talks about playmaker heroes a lot. Sand King is definitely one of them. So a good epicenter in a team fight, even a couple of nice burrow strikes should be more than enough to take a team fight if you're MFF at this stage, especially considering EGM still level 4. It's been 3 minutes. He hasn't even gained like more than half of a level at this point. They really need track. And once that's online, you got to start playing aggressive if you're 4CL. You can't just sit here and continue to farm. I don't think playing it late against Shadow Fiend PL is going to do you any favors.
Oh, not at all. We'll see what they can do. So the Blink Dagger timing on Bambo is going to be pretty important, and he's still a fair way off it on the slide up. Top lane. Well, yeah, so he's going to trap Saxa here, but no, Saxa is going to look for the TP. Absol isn't going to commit with the snowball. Didn't quite have the nighttime vision. EGM spots out Arise. Bambo's moving in as well. If they can get the slow here, they might want to go for it. But Yapsel's there's actually TP's coming through as well. You do not want to go on that. You certainly don't want to go on that if you're 4 Clovers. And the EGM will get himself out of there. Jimmy's back as well, nearly hitting level 11. Has a Mango as well, ready to go if he wants to pop the Epi. And Sing Sing with some farming. They've got the dire vision by this camp, so Bambo knows what's up. And Sing Sing he's fairly low here on the PL. It's going to be very hard, though, for Bambo to find a way in. Courier flying over. Won't quite spot him out. Sing Sing's going to TP, in fact, just up to the top lane. Now Rise comes in to clear up this stack. Bambo. Can he try and go for this? This is going to be a very risky Bambo play. Look how sneaky he's being. This is a very sneaky boy.
All right, he used a lot of time for that.
Top lane Nico's getting caught out here. They've got the Shallow Grave from Saxa. He's going to try for the TP out. They've got any way of cancelling it. Turns out they don't. They've already used all their stuns, and Aniqua getting away. All thanks to the help there of the Dazzy Do. Pycat's around. Hasn't quite hit level 11, but he does have the Sonic Wave. Absol gets the shards out to Saxa. Nico's there. Props out the Shackle. Isn't going to latch. And looks like Monkey Freedom Fighters, they'll be able to try and find this tier 1 on the top with Sing Sing pushing in. Has, of course, got that Vlad's complete on top of the treads, and the illusions start to get to work, tearing out a half health, and it doesn't look like 4 Clovers are going to try and defend this. They've actually got 3 heroes towards the mid lane. Pycat still poised very aggressively, and well, Pycat, I mean, that was, oh, jeez. Only just getting himself,
okay, not fine.
Okay, Pycat.
Not fine.
All right.
Well, that was something.
That was certainly something. And Arise getting credited with the kill there, so more money into the bank of the Shadow Fiend. Pycat wants to be a bit more careful with these his aggressive motions and movements towards the mid, as he was just in a place that he did not really want to be in.
Yeah, I mean, he had the vision in the area, so I kind of get why he was lingering around, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to assume that MFF have been playing on the defensive posturing for a while, so they're always going to be sticking together. At least another person should be there. Well, they still got level 2 Epicenter up on Demon as well from the side of MFF, so if they want to try to push in, threaten that Epicenter and take some towers, they think it's pretty easy, right? Because as long as the Sand King is not showing, I mean, in this sense he is, because the ward sees him, but if he's off map, it's very scary.
Where's that Shackle? Isn't going to latch. Demon. It's going to Sandstorm it up here. Looks like they'll leave it for the time being. MFF happy with finding the tower. Not yet wanting to go too ham. Yapzor. Maybe the Lone Ranger here was just standing up high on the high ground. EGM has got that level 6 now, so the tracks are going to be available.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Roshan is up. Of course, no team yet to try and take it. Neither team really with a necessarily awesome lineup for, I guess.
4CLs is better for
sure. They've got the Amplify. I guess with the Wind Ranger as well, yeah. They can give it a shot. Shackle from Niqua. Is he going to latch onto Yapzor? Shards come out. It's only going to trap the Wind Ranger behind it. The question is, can they try and jump in onto this? It's nah. With 3 heroes down on the bottom from Monkey Freedom Fighters, they've got their sights set elsewhere, and they're looking for the tier 1 on the bottom.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
My question is, when is the first time we're going to see MFF start to threaten with their Blink Dagger Sand King? Like, that gives them a really good way of taking initiation.
Oh, you might want to cancel this TP, and yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He even let the Requiem go. That's a Kappa moment. But I think that you can treat Sand King similar to any real big teamfight ulti, where it's the threat of it that makes the enemy team not want to engage you, you know? And if you just see Demon is not showing, then okay, we kind of have to let this tower just get hit for a while, and that can very quickly just turn into free towers for you through MFF right now. They could be playing it conservatively, waiting for a Rise to finish the BKB, and I think that's a pretty solid choice as well. But once he has it, I would like to see MFF start to pressure, because they can take teamfights with just Sand King, honestly. Like, the teamfight contribution from that hero is massive.
Absolutely is an MFF. It is still the question of when to go. Demon's on the top lane. I mean, he's working towards his next item on top of the Blink, but as you said, we kind of want to see a bit more proactiveness here from this Sand King, and he's looking towards top. I actually tried to charge up the Epi there, but there was an EGM behind him, and Demon. These weren't the Jimmy plays that MFF were looking for. He's not going to lose his life, though. He does have the backup here from Yapzor. And he'll Burrow Strike himself away and out of this one, but that's going to be the epicenter down for a good 2 minutes, and wasn't able to find anything with it there.
Yeah, I think he was just going for a solo kill. Didn't end up happening though for him. So still no Epi's down for a little while. Kind of a slow-paced game actually. A lot of teams going for positioning plays around the map and trying to siege, but not really too many big fights breaking out either way. If I'm looking at a team that favors, probably MFF. Like trading even against a bounty hunter who has track is never really going to be good for you. You just want to make sure that you can 5-man against the bounty, because bounty is really bad at fighting 5-man. And the Wind Ranger didn't really have the greatest laning phase, so he's still like 1,300 away from Ags.
Ooh, that's a nice shackle, yeah. Yep, Sora is down, so's Jimmy, but Bambo with the crush in time. They'll take down the Witch Doctor. Now they're trying to look for more. They'll look for the turnaround over the Sobel onto Nico, and they will get it. So they get themselves a Wind Ranger, only losing one, and Bambo will be able to TP out. So it's just a 1-for-1 there, but a 1-for-1 favouring MFF there, and the fact that Sing Sing was involved as well, even nicer there for the Radiant.
Oh, Requiem kill! See you later, EGM.
Alrighty.
Ripperino.
So MFF looking a lot stronger in this point of the game. 18 minutes in game 2 compared to what they were doing in game 1.
Yeah, they're just getting the farm on all the right heroes. It's going to start to become pressure for 4CL that they're going to feel to, all right, we got to go. You know, we got to fight. We got to make sure that we're doing something here. And again, it's the threat of the Sand King that actually makes MFF's lineup so scary right now. Not really many heroes in the game can make you think twice about engaging when you normally would be like, okay, we take this for sure. We go and we kill Sing Sing, for example. Or we go and we kill Arise. Now it's, Arise has BKB, Sing has Diffusal Blade, so the Orchid timing is a little bit later than I think it should have been for Pycat, given his start. And like having a Diffusal Blade now means that you can't even solo kill him, which is supposed to be something that you're looking to the Queen of Pain and being like, all right, this causes some map pressure. We can play around this.
Oh, Bambo.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's going to be okay. Links out, TP's away. At this point, what is the play here from 4 Clovers?
I think they need to try to fight. Like, going late game against the PL, you have limited forms of control. That's the biggest concern. It's not that they lack damage, it's that they lack control. And once the PL army is out, and you see like a Requiem being channeled in a team fight, it becomes very hard to isolate that real PL and just kill it. Especially considering, again, the Wind Ranger did not have a very good game.
Well, looks like it's going to be them going for Roshan here. We'll see if 4 Clovers are able to do anything to contest it. They do have the Sonic Wave up. And there's a mech now on Tusk as well. And they might just get it here.
Well, there is no Sigil, so killing Roshan without Sigil, without any other form of minus armor than, I think, what, 1 or 2 points into Presence of the Dark Lord right now? Yeah, 1, so the minus armor is not real yet. I do think that they're content taking a fight, though. Like, with BKB on the SF, it's very hard to kill him. You've got to throw out an amp after BKB is cast, hopefully hit your Sonic Wave, and then get some follow-up physical damage. And that's completely barring the Phantom Lancer, the Blink Sand King. Taking a 5 versus 5 for 4CL's perspective, I think, is almost impossible. They're looking for more about the pick and push. They're looking to try to split up the map, try to buy themselves some time to where maybe Slardar can get his BKB or something. But for now, I really feel like 4CL are very much on the back foot.
Yeah, and Jimmy's just trying to get himself in position here at the bottom. Ready and waiting to see if 4C&L coming out for the defense, but they're just going to have to let this tier 2 go. As you said earlier, just scared of the imminent threat every time of that epicenter coming in from the sidelines if 4C&L go a little bit too ham on the defense.
But it's hilarious because if you watch the game, there's only been 1 epi that we've even seen that actually got fully channeled. The other one got interrupted.
That's true.
And just knowing that it's up makes 4CL play this way. Just Jimmy being off map or even like farming jungle, whatever, doesn't matter where he is. If 4CL don't know where he is, they can't fight.
And pings are coming out in the jungle. EGM just scouting it out. He's going to spot out Yapso and Kebab here on the back lines. The rest of 4C&L, they're just looking to pressure on the top lane, trying to find another tier 1. There's going to be a smoke up here, and fortunately for the side of MFF, was done just as they passed by the bounty hunter, so that won't dispel it. They'll look towards the pit just to see if they can find 4 Clovers. They've got this ward here. Nikwa, maybe the one in trouble.
Too.
If Yapso can get the trap out with the shards. And,
Always out of mana.
Okay, Nikwa.
This is real bad.
And here we go. Burrow strike onto EGM. The snowball across onto Nikwa. They'll throw out the cask here. The Death Ward as well to find the bounty hunter. They'll find one. Now they'll look for the second one. The weave comes out. Are they going to be able to save Nikwa? It doesn't look like they can in time. No. Wind Ranger's going to go down. None left that the Dazzle could do. A double kill for Kebab, and they're looking to move forward for more. Saxa gets taken down. 13 for 6 hit as MFF looking to be quite a strong force, and a force that 4Clovers are just having trouble stopping. Bottom lane, Pika, they pop the Orchid here and blink forward. Now, but there's your epicenter. That's the kind of epicenters we're talking about. Jimmy with the turnaround, finding the kill on Pika and denying him the chance of finding the kill onto the Tusk.
And that is why they're not going for 5-man. I mean, the amount of damage that he does at this stage in the game is crazy, considering Dazzle is that hero that you look to and you can save somebody with a Grave, right? And you have a Shadow Wave too, which is kind of nice. But just the sheer amount of damage that he does in an AoE offsets the fact that you have Grave, because you can only pick one person to save. And if the Burrow hits like 2 or 3, and the Epi and the Requiem damage comes out as well from Arise, also hits 2 or 3.
Oh, can they go for something flashy here? Bambo, he is Mr. Flash himself if he wants to try for it. And there we go. Jumps over the crush, but the Burrow strikes there from Jimmy. Bambo may have gone too ham, and he certainly has. They'll lose Bambo. They will still find Roshan, though, on the side of Radiant. Arise picks up the Aegis. Now they'll try and move in for more. EGM tracking them up. Arise seeing if he can close down on this gap. Look at the shards. I'm going to trap anyone out with them. EGM's going to be fine. 4Clovers maybe seeing if they can move in. Yapsor's on the back of this retreat. Being pulled from Pika. Gets at the silence. Shackle's not going to latch, but it allows time to get the Sonic Wave and the mechs there, though. Monkey Freedom Fighters aren't going to lose Yapsor for the time being. Nikwa looking for a power shot, and he's going to get it. Power shot across from the low ground onto the Tusk. But a bit of a mess. And it did cost them the buyback, 4Clovers, of course. They want to try and find more. They want to try and find, but they've got a Shackle. They're not going to want to go too deep. And there is, of course, still that Aegis on Arise. Still 24 minutes in, 15 for 7. It's a close one here, but it's definitely feeling like Monkey Freedom Fighters game at the moment, with the fact that they have got a fairly stacked Shadow Fiend and an increasingly scary amount of farm on Sing Sing's PL.
There's been no pressure applied to him, really, outside of just the laning phase itself. He's working his way towards Manta. Once he has that, it is already extremely difficult to fight into just the PL.
And Pika. No.
Yeah, you can see it.
Oh. Arise with the Requiem.
That is a really nice combo. And I enjoy the fact that Arise goes this Blink build so often. Anytime he has an opening for another hero on his team to set up a stun into a Requiem play, that kind of solo kill potential, I think, is something that people often underutilize, because SF is usually ran as a mech buyer.
Oh, Jimmy. AGM, he's got the Shallow Grave. He's going to have some time here, but I think he might still go down. The Illusion's chasing him away. Could they quite get the final touch? No, EGM's going to be able to live here. They're trying for the turnaround. Nikwa with a focus fire onto Kebab. This will be thrown up to the high ground. Sing will be able to find the tier 2 here with the help of his gang. Top lane. You got Bambo trying to look for a split. And look for the tier 2 here on the top. Is he going to find it now? He's going to TP back. He needs to defend this, as MFF are ready to go up to the high ground. Looking for the tier 3. Bambo moving forward. He's going to jump into... Oh, Arise with those reactions. Blinks out the way. They'll turn it around onto the Slardar. Find themselves one, and MFF, they're going to stick around for more. Arise fairly low, but he's still got the Aegis, and he's still got that BKB. Let's just stand there, pummeling away at the tier 3. Fortification will now come out. This is going to be a hard defense for the side of 4Clovers, and Jimmy.
Tusk has Guardians?
He's got the epicenter.
Jesus. This is really hard to stop.
Oh, Jimmy straight in onto Pika. The snowball as well. It's going to have the control. Shallow Grave does come out here. Pika, can he get himself out? Turns around with the Sonic Wave. Will manage to take the Aegis off the hands of the Shadow Fiend Demon. Has the epicenter, but with the damage, he just couldn't get the Blink follow-up. And Sing just sending out the Lances, forcing back the weaker members of the side of 4Clovers. Shackle comes out, latches onto the... No, maybe they could bring our eyes down. No, the snowball's there. They'll look to turn. Look how low Saxa is. He's just being forced back time and time again by these illusions. Bambo with the blink, but he can't find the crush because MFF, they're too quick with the reactions. Get themselves out. Bambo stops himself forward, looking for more for Arise with the Requiem, and now Jimmy with the stun onto Slardar. They'll bring down the Slardar. Now they'll look for more. Pycat gets caught up by the charge. Arise going forward. Pycat blinks himself away. Will be able to live. They've got a blink burrow strike. Jimmy. Oh, the silence. Give that man a vac bam.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Arise. Can he still find this? Hey. No. Pykat's going to be fine. Sing back. He's got the focus on the objective.
Gamer here. Yep. I like to see this. This is good. I mean, truthfully, they should have killed Pycat there, but the old whiffed raises happens from time to time. They will end up getting the full set of racks, though, so the Aegis had pretty much served its purpose.
Yeah,
That's the best thing you could ask for if you're MFF. The tier 2 top is still standing for 4CL, so you can't go there. Pushing bottom is a little bit more difficult, very narrow space to try to climb into. But yeah, MFF looking very solid right now. Sing working his way towards his Manta still. I think he actually has it in about 200, yeah. He's got the ultimate orb up already. And that just means for the next couple of team fights, unless you throw out a Sonic Wave to figure out where he is, you're not going to really be able to keep track of him either. Like, that's the other problem, is sometimes you pick, like, Bounty Hunter to be able to just see where people are, but you're going to be able to diffuse yourself, you'll be able to pop Manta, you can use Doppelganger. You have 3 ways to dispel Track, and you have 2 ways to dispel Orchid. So it's like, holding him down and being able to kill him, not very likely.
Monkey Freedom Fighters smoked up. Ready to go again, Jimmy. He has got the epicenter. Same time, 4 Clovers themselves. They're looking for a fight. They're going to smoke up here into the Radiant Jungle. It's only Sing Sing that's around in the neighborhood at the moment, behind the tier 2 as well, so it's going to be a hard pick-off if 4 Clovers even dare delve that deep onto this side of the map. And I think they realize that there's not that many people up there. Pings are coming out up top, and they're going to make a beeline straight up there. They're still under the cover of smoke. No, okay, they've come out now, MFF. So 4 Clovers are going to make a beeline straight for them up here. Sing Sing's coming in to join the fight as well. Bambo, maybe going to look to be the initiator here for this one. Looking for the wraparound still. 4 Clovers. What is Arise doing? He's messing around, that's what it is. Track comes out to Yapzor. Bambo. When's he going to jump? Arise. Oh, he's just jumped into EGM. He's trying to go for it. Epicenter getting charged up from Jimmy, and there we go. Brings himself into the fight. They've already found the Dazzle. Won't find anyone with a Burrow Strike, but there we go. Sing Sing's turned up. They'll bring down Bambo. That's going to be the second pick off here for the side of MFF, and there's your Guardian Greaves coming out as well. Let's see if they can find anything more. Jimmy's got a Burrow Strike, and bam. There we go, right onto the backside. And Neek with the shards there to control him. With the razors as well. You're not getting out of this one. Neek with double kill for Arise on the SF. 21 for 7. On the board now. 3 heroes dead on 4 cards. GG. Gets called up straight away.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all for that.
And it is 1-1. The series. Monkey Freedom Fighters are able to take game 2. And I think, Andy, that's kind of what we predicted as well.
Yep.
Unpredictability from both sides. Teams that were always going to be able to pull something out of the bag to kind of one-up each other. And 21 for 7.
It didn't really start off like that great. Like, Nico was solo dying in lane to the Sand King. That kind of, I think, set the tone for the game. Demon he didn't die at all that game. He had a couple of kind of questionable epicenters. Like mid, he got clipped by the Sonic Wave, so he couldn't blink. And then there was another one top where we didn't actually see what he was channeling on, but he couldn't get to his target, right? So there was 2 points in the game where he kind of biffed it. But the pick itself did so much, I think, to the mentality of 4CL and how they could actually engage around the map, that they never found a point in the game where they were really comfortable being like, we can go for this, or we can go for this kill. Because none of these heroes really buy early BKB at all. So the Sand King getting farm priority, having such a good laning phase, and then transitioning into having as much as he did, just put an immense amount of pressure on the lineup of 4CL. That lets the PL farm, that lets Arise farm, even though Arise had kind of he had an okay early game. But at the end of the day, it was just 5-man Dota for MFF, and there wasn't really an answer from 4CL.
There really wasn't. And MFF, they do it. They prove that they've still got it in them. They take themselves a win. 1-1 is how this series is going to end. But 4 Clovers, of course, they're going to be back for a bit more action later on, as we'll see them go against No Logic Gaming. So we'll see how they do in that matchup. But that's it for the second series of the day. Don't go anywhere, though, as we're going to fire you straight back over to the panel. But from myself and Andy, we'll see you guys later for the third series of the day.
Well, welcome back indeed in the studio. Game 2, 1-1. It ends in Monkey Freedom Fighters, as Andy said. 5-man Dota. No real answer coming from 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun. What was the story of the game for you, Shane?
For me, it was a lot to do with the top lane and how well Demon did in that 1v1 matchup versus the Windrunner. And then having the Bounty Hunter like playing so far from behind, it's like extremely difficult. Unless you have like crazy good high ground defense, which they kind of had, but they just couldn't pull it off for me. So there was a lot. The kind of lanes weren't so great, and then the Bounty Hunter. So.
Do you have any different views on that, Abe Mother?
I can't agree with Shane. Like even from the start, I felt like the Banner was not the way to go.
Yeah.
It felt really strange to have that kind of hero. You wanted something like an Earthshaker, maybe, in my opinion. But the Wind Ranger was really underfarmed and kind of like lost the lane top.
Yeah.
Which was very strange, as you also said.
Yeah.
But If Nico had a better game, it would have been different, but team-wise, they didn't feel like very synchronized. So.
Do you feel like maybe they spent too much effort trying to shut down Arise in the mid lane?
I think so. I mean, there was multiple time where Bounty and the Queen of Pain just all skipped the creep wave and then try to harass the Shadow Fiend, and they got the kill. But to me, after getting first blood mid with the Bounty Hunter, they could have just sent the Bounty top, help Wind Ranger a bit, because in that last base defense where we saw Bambo blink in and then he got the SF blinked away, so that was a cool play by him. Bambo died immediately, and then 8 Mother is like, okay, so what do they do now? Like, without the slaughter, the team actually had no way to actually fight, apart from hitting a random 2-man shackle shot.
Yep.
So, to me, either Slaughter needed a BKB, so he could blink in BKB and start going to work, or Wind Ranger needs to have a blink, maybe another damage item on top of that to start doing thing. But Wind Ranger was too underfarmed, and Slaughter did not have good enough of a game.
Yeah, when I saw the draft, I was actually favoring 4CL's draft until the Bounty Hunter pick. I was like, this is good.
Yeah,
this
I
is
was
good.
exactly the same.
This is great. And then I was like,
what would you like to
Bounty
see instead of that?
like some sort of stone initiator, like Earthshaker, like maybe even like someone that can put pressure on, maybe a Venomancer or something, just to like pressure the PL lane. Like you could have done a lot.
Imagine just having a support that could like zone the Sand King on top.
Yeah, anything like that. Yeah.
For playing Wind Ranger, if you are behind and underfarmed as such as the Wind Ranger was in this game, is going for an Aghanims the right call? Because after Aghs, his item progression was really slow. Was it the right call to go for Aghs, or would you like to see them go for?
I think it's the item. You need the stats to be able to be useful.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can use like one shack shot, one power shot, and then you're done. So I think Aghs is the best. It provides a lot of DPS with amplified damage, as well as stats. So
If they didn't have amplified damage, I could see like maybe some points to get Maelstrom.
Yeah.
Or something like that, maybe just to farm up, as you said. But like having the amp just made it so good.
Exactly.
We actually have a chance to talk to Arise right now as a winner's interview. Hello, Arise. Congratulations on your win.
Hello, thanks.
One question. Game 1. What happened?
Our draft, I guess.
But you had a chance to come back?
We had a chance and then we threw the smoke from bottom their secret shop. And they kind of went too deep, I guess, and died. And I was not there. We should drag the fight towards the SF when they do that play. So it was, but it doesn't matter. Like, we lost the game in the early stages. Even if we came back on enemy mistakes because they were throwing, but we kind of counter throw, so I guess.
Makes up for it.
The balance.
The balance is there.
Okay, so we see a lot of Ember Spirit picked, and for your team, like, is there any chance we'll see you play Ember Spirit? Like, I don't think I've ever seen you play it. And like, I really like this hero in the current, fighting early game kind of thing. Like, I think it
honestly, I'm the best Ember Spirit the world has ever fucking seen, but
yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Sing Sing is the Ember King, so I can't do anything.
Okay, like he just.
I don't know. I don't think I'll play that. Like, it's more like a farming hero. I guess, I don't know. It's up to me. If I play it good, I'll play it. If I don't, I won't.
Okay.
All right. How much do you think about the Magnus? Like, this game is a great Magnus game. I want Magnus now. Or do you actually don't want to play it? It's like, how do you feel about Magnus in general?
The problem about the hero is that he loses most of his matchups. Usually when I play, I don't really lose, like, unless it's a Queen of Pain. But I still do fine, like 5 CS, 6 CS behind, it's not a big deal. But the problem is it's about the carries. Like, with enemies ban Jugger, they ban all these carries. And you can't pick, and like, you don't have options. If you go anti-mage, you're greedy. They go aggro. If you go, I don't know, there's PA, I guess, but PA depends on the other guy, what their opinions are and stuff like that. I would play Mag every game, like, I don't care. And I think the hero is super good. But yeah, in these games, it's just more solid. Play the SF. I play SF every day, so try to get better at the hero because I'm pretty bad and just play SF. That's it.
All right.
All right. We are gonna see each other in about a month. Because then it is DreamHack Winter, because this was your last game actually in league play, and you made it to 7 points, and so far that looks to be a guaranteed spot at DreamHack Winter. So congratulations with that.
Cool.
And
Thanks.
yeah, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. As
Yeah,
well.
thanks as well. See you guys.
See you soon, dude.
Peace out, dude.
That, of course, was a rise from Monkey Freedom Fighters, who indeed they end league play in 7-7. We can actually take a quick look at the standings as well to just confirm that they end in 7-7 and I'm not just made him happy with.
Oh god! Don't crush his
something.
spirits.
Monkey Freedom Fighters 7-7, and the guaranteed Ninjas in Pajamas can only have max 5 points. Empire has max 6 points. And there's no way that they're gonna catch up to Monkey Freedom Fighters. So Monkey Freedom Fighters has at least 6 or higher, so they go through to DreamHack Winter.
I know they'd be happy with that, definitely, actually.
Yes.
Rise actually messaged me 2 or 3 times asking about, you know, how many points we need to get in. And like, I wasn't too sure at the time because it was like a few weeks ago, but yeah, I know he likes going to DreamHack and he had a good time last time. So.
Yeah. To go back to the game, by the way, we still have a replay for Luminous Analysis.
We do.
Oh.
Okay, so I believe this is the replay where Slaughter jumped in and then he got blinked, dodged, and he died. So Scriff, as we jump into this replay, can you roll it back to see the Slaughter jump first? Because that was a pretty good reaction by Rise.
There we go.
It's like here, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Rise
he
is
saw
hitting
him
tower.
and was like anticipating it.
Easy dodge.
Nice dodge.
And the confidence to actually blink up instead of backwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
At this point, they, of course, were already fairly far ahead.
All right, so they do hit the Shackle, and they will remove the Aegis on the Rise with a Sonic Wave, I believe.
And that was like 2 shots from the tower and 1 power shot. Almost killed him.
This Sonic Wave actually stops the epicenter as well, I'm pretty sure. Stopped the blink from
Yeah, I think
from
Jimmy
Demon.
was just standing there with the epicenter after a bit.
He tried to...
I think it's a healing wave. Wait, what?
Yeah, so
Sonic
yeah.
Wave.
And then he just, okay.
But he attacks the racks once and then runs away.
And I was like, standing still, he's like, fuck this shit.
But that's the problem, right? Without the Slaughter, the team actually can't do anything unless you just land a Shackle shot. So, Siege unit betraying them. But there's just so much counter initiation with Demon. Even the Snowball they use there as a counter initiation.
Every time he just blinks in, stuns, and forces away. Like that, it just makes it so difficult. Like, Sun King is definitely his hero. Like, of all the... Like, it just... You can initiate, and you have so much mobility in the team fights.
And you could do Jimmy things because you have so much escape.
Yeah,
with,
exactly, yeah. Like, Sandstorm, Blink, Force.
So I thought this was a questionable play by MFF as they kept chasing the Queen of Pain.
Did they have a ward? Or did
What?
he actually
Going
click
back
that?
in?
No, they didn't have a
No. Okay, that's pretty... Oh, the track. Yeah, the track
But-
on him. Okay.
As the
was
camera was
tracked.
panning back to Sing Sing, Drasko pointed out that was objective gaming. To me, like, the whole team should have been hit on that Rex.
Yeah.
But they were chasing.
But I mean, the Queen of Pain should have been dead as well.
Yeah.
But that was the second series that we've had. Now, 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun, they did get 1 point out of this series. They are not out of the woods yet. They're now sitting on 6 points, and if they lose their next 2 games, which is 1 series, then they'll be tied with Empire. And Empire has 2 2-0 wins, and 4 Clovers and Leprechaun has 1 2-0 win. So then they would automatically be below Empire. Now, that is not a good position to be in because that almost guarantees you that you're not going to DreamHack Winter, but at the same time, No Logic Gaming have a lot of games left to play. They have to play for Clovers and Leprechaun, which is going to be our next match. But they also still have to play OG and Ninjas in Pajamas. Also, not the easiest targets to overcome, which is going to be happening tomorrow, by the way. And they are sitting on only 3 points right now, so they desperately need some points in the books as well. We're going to find out if they can get some points, because 4 Clovers and a Leprechaun will face a No Logic Gaming after the break.